hello. How is everybody doing? Sorry, I forgot I didn't have Twitch open, so I had to go do that. It's not muted, so I'm hearing myself. This is going great.
Pay no attention to the GM behind the not curtain.
Consummate professionals. Hello, everybody. We're back with more Mörk Soul, and we have a Taylor this time. Matt and I have changed everything about the game, so congratulations. It's no longer a space game. This is no, just kidding.
Cooking simulator.
Yeah. Weird.
Awesome.
Yeah. No. We did change a couple things. So we have sort of retroactively changed the way that the hull points for the ship work. They are actually, weirdly, Matt and I changed them one direction, and then we were like, nah, I don't think this works, so we changed them back, and they're now closer to how they used to be, so your hull points didn't go up that much. I think yours did, because you guys rolled fucking abysmally.
We had two before, so yeah.
Notable rule change for Mörk Soul off this playtest and a couple other things that we've been doing. Ship damage, so if a ship shoots at a person, anything that crosses the boundary of, like, individual to ship, is multiplied by 10 or divided by 10. So a person taking a fucking like handgun and trying to shoot at a skip, you divide whatever damage you do by 10. Other way around, a ship shooting at a person, you multiply whatever damage you do by 10. Just because that way ships got big guns and they make you go boom. But yeah, so that is how that'll work. Everything else is the same. Damage from ship guns to ships, still just normal damage. Damage from people to people, just normal damage. We will share the playtest docs. Matt and I have been writing up a storm, and we moved a bunch of stuff over to a new playtest doc for October 2024. So, good opportunity for people to try it out if they would like to. We'll share that at some point here. I'll make sure that it gets up, the itch page to check that out. I think that's all the updates from this. Really big things anyway. So, we will go ahead, and we can...
Real quick, shameless plugs. We got spawners, sea galleys. I'm wearing one of them. Look at this. This Into the AM shirt is too perfect for Mörk Soul. And I'm sad that the skeleton is like a light blue. My blue screening is taking it away. But it's a skeleton inside of a spacesuit. And it's really dope. You should go check out
the number of
shirts.
Mörk Soul.
Oh
Colin,
no.
Colin fell into a black hole. The pattern. Nothing escapes the pattern. He's
One of our sons.
Of all of us, Father help!
Father help! No, it's great. Well, let's take over the stream.
It's ours now. Oh,
there you are.
We'll try this. My internet keeps doing this. For some reason, every time I get into something like somewhat internet heavy, my internet stutters like 4 times. So we'll see how many times it does it this time, and then. It usually is fine after that, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, yes, Into the AM has some really...
Every time you freeze, it's a cooking sim. Every time you freeze, it's a cooking sim.
Conlon, you're not allowed to endorse capitalism in any way. Sorry. Your internet just forces you to be frozen instead. So go check out our sponsors. We also have a Patreon. Papiao. With the October post is actually not a new like poll or feedback or anything, because there is a shit ton of them still live, and some of them don't have any votes yet. So you should go and vote on stuff over at our Patreons. Go vote. It's important to vote. I'm just saying that about the Patreon, not anything else. You should just go vote on our Patreon.
Exactly.
Smooth, Matt.
All right, I think I'm back. I think things are working. I think we're good. We'll see how this goes. My internet, I do not know what the hell is up with it these days. It used to be
fine.
Twitch. Now it's been a problem. It's like, it has nothing to do with like the actual bandwidth. It's just like, every now and then it just stutters and loses connection for half a second. And I hate it, and blame AT&T. They're awful, and I hate them. Anyway. All right, well, are we all ready to jump on into the game?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Roll up a Taylor, and then from there we will jump into playing. We'll figure out how Taylor's getting introduced here. Maybe she's just been asleep on the ship, in some hypersleep. You know, it's fine. Okay, so Taylor, go ahead and roll up your scav. First and foremost, you will be rolling your abilities. So you're gonna roll 2d4 and
Class?
subtract. Oh yeah, I guess we can. Yeah, you can pick class first if you want. You can roll a d6.
1.
1. Do we have a grease monkey already? I think we do. Yes, we already have one.
No, not Grease Monkey.
No, no.
No, isn't.
The paper
Oh,
thin
they're out.
station
They're in different order in the playtest materials. That's right.
Okay, never mind. Then
yes.
then
Nope.
do number 1 then.
No,
That's
no,
there.
we're good. We're good.
This is what happens
Yeah.
when there's 3 copies
Yes.
of the book.
Yeah. And when we were when last week or the last time we did this, there were only 2 copies, and everything is great. It's fine. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead then. Yeah. We'll do. You cool with the hermetic grease monkey? They're a fun class.
Sure.
Cool. All right. You'll actually have somebody with smarts. Maybe.
Oh,
on-
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, theoretically.
Theoretically. Yeah.
Don't roll shit
Cool.
like I did for my main stat.
Right now, I'm the smart one, and this is who you're dealing with.
All right.
Ah.
So you can go ahead then and give me a. So I guess make a note real quick. You're gonna add 1 to brawn and 1 to smarts, and subtract 2 from agility or from spine. Sorry. So we'll roll those now, and then you'll do those modifications. I can talk you through those in a second. But yeah. So go ahead and roll 2d4. I need Taylor. 1. Make sure you have 1 that is like your first one, and then 1 that is the second one. And tell me what your first one is.
D4. Oh, I should have gotten more than 1 dice set.
I mean, you
That's
can roll
right. I
1
have
and
wax
then another.
melts.
Like it's
Oh,
fine. You can
awesome.
roll it with just 1.
I forgot to tell
Oh,
you.
I can't.
You should be using Nephilim's Nightmare because the patrons voted, and those are the dice that you should be
Ah.
using for all of October.
Okay, that will be for Sunset of Vengalia.
Yes.
I will get Nephilim's
When we
Nightmare
get back
out.
to the sunsets.
Yeah, I'm just going to use my wax melts because everything else is away. No, I'm not, because that's leaving shit everywhere. Okay, never mind. The first
Just roll
one,
one-
first roll. Yep,
1d4.
first roll is main roll. 1d4,
We're
2.
off to a great start.
2.
nailing it. 2.
And Conlon's frozen again.
And then what's the second roll?
I thought it was a dramatic pause, but
I
no.
thought it was a dramatic pause too. 3 is back. We're at 3 so far.
Rachel.
4.
Oh, does this count?
That's 4.
5.
Jesus. No. 6.
7.
Taylor, what was your second D4 roll?
3.
3.
Hey.
Oh, fuck. So you have, it would be, so the way it works is you subtract the second D4 from the first D4, and that would be your stat. But this is for brawn, for just going top down. And you had
Okay.
a +1 to brawn, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So it ends up being a 0. It would be a -1 because of your +1 from your class. It's a 0.
Cool.
All right, we're gonna hope.
Do it
that
again.
things are good.
First one.
3.
Next
Good
one.
start.
4.
-1.
Do it the other way around.
Minus
Damn it.
agility.
Do it again. Do it
Do
again.
it again.
Do it again.
2.
How many
3.
negatives can we have? Yay!
Oh shit.
No, minus 2.
Minus
It was a -1.
3. It's a -2 to
-2?
spine from her class, so it's a
you've got
-3
-3
spine.
to spine. I have -3 brawn, so we complete each other.
This is
Fine,
incredible.
it's fine.
All right, Taylor, come on, don't cock this one up. We need you on this one.
Yeah. You got
Taylor, this is what you get for not using your Nephilim set.
No. What is
Another
it?
negative!
What'd you
Yay!
What did you do?
I rolled a 1
Uh-huh.
And then
and then a 4.
Yay!
-2
Well,
smarts.
-2 smart. Okay, so I guess I'm still the smartest. I'm still the
Holy
smartest.
shit.
This is the dangers of rolling high frequently.
Man. Hey, man, I mean, this is like, you're gonna have a great level up if you survive this.
All right.
I'm
can
here for a
we-
good time, not a long time.
Yeah.
Can we tech
Same.
check real quick, or like tech break real
Okay.
quick. I'm gonna reboot and see if that fixes my internet issue. I don't know
Okay.
why this is happening, but
We are gonna go to.
Um,
There is a tech issue screen. I'll go to the tech issue screen. We'll be right back.
Woo!
We'll be right
while
back.
while
Hey,
Colin
guys.
jettisons his internet out the side port. And so then I says, oh wait, here we are.
all right, welcome back, everyone. It should be good. We'll see if I'm back for good. I missed basically all of that character creation, but
Yeah.
Hey,
So
you
it's
can
gonna be a surprise for you.
Yeah.
So I can repeat it because I remember it. I think it's a -1, a -3. No, sorry, it's a 0, then a minus something, then a -3, then a -2.
You said
Was
way
it
too
as-
many stats.
No, I didn't. I started again.
No.
Oh,
She
you
started
started
again.
back. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Minus
sorry.
one.
Because I
0.
made a mistake.
No,
So the
0,
first one
minus
the first
1.
one is 0, then a -1, then a -3, then a -2.
Nice.
Yes.
Well-rounded and ready to
Wild.
roll.
Yeah.
I'm literally pointing at my stats that say different numbers, and I still said them.
You're incredible.
You smack Cookie, you wicked smack.
She's a genius.
We also figured out, based on these stats during the tech break, that your characters are twins.
Yes, our characters are twins.
And they share
that's-
everything.
We're
common.
talking now.
Horrifying.
Yeah, this is how we're talking.
Incredible.
Horrifying.
You said you wanted to be Golem, and this is Gollum. Gollum.
Got him.
So we've got LL, and we'll, I guess, roll for name later.
Roll a name.
Really?
What am I rolling?
I think it's a
No, if it-
D66.
D66, yeah, if you want to roll that.
LL and... No.
Hello.
Oh, wait, that's a D4. D. 2.
A 2 and what?
5.
2d6.
Fuck me.
Ah, you're good. So your name is Kex. Kex. That's
Okay.
I mean that's just the name generator. You don't have to go with that name.
Yeah, L. Hang on, Eve.
Okay.
Who was
so,
born?
Name
Who
was-
was created first? You or me? Because if you're LL, I'll either go KK or MM. Like on either
KK.
side.
Go KK.
KK. Okay.
Exceptional.
Okay, KK.
Yikes.
Maybe not that one, Taylor.
We're too fucking rad. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Ooh.
Okay,
I'll just go ahead and
MM.
cancel us now. Preemptively.
It's MM.
Well,
Sorry,
that
I'm
dude-
the older.
Her
I'm the
helmet is
older
really
goblin.
tall and pointy.
Yikes.
Back away! Back
Yeah,
away!
It's
That
MM.
didn't
We are
even
approaching the
register.
edge.
That did not register.
Hey,
Oh.
I knew that's where it was going, and I was just gonna sit and wait for it.
Exceptional.
No, MM. My
oh,
name's MM.
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 Okay. Sweet. So, okay, all right. You've got a class. You've got your stats. I am back and have internet. You have a name. You need to roll.
D6 for
Uh,
the hermetic grease monkeys thing.
Yes. Yes. Give me another D6 roll.
2. I am
2.
nothing but consistent.
You have a very big spanner that does D8 damage. That's your weapon.
Nice.
It's as big as you.
A melee weapon.
Yeah.
What's your what should we call it? The brawn.
Oh,
0.
Yeah,
no.
the only one that
Sounds
wasn't
fine.
negative. Shocking.
Sounds fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, give me a D2 roll.
For ripples.
I'm just gonna do a D4 and halve it.
Yep.
1.
Okay, so you have 1 ripple. Give me a D8 roll.
Ripples are like glitches for Cyborg or omens for Morkborg, where you can spend them to maximize damage,
Yeah,
subtract your
hold on.
damage,
Hold on.
negate crits, that kind of
And a
stuff.
partridge in a pear.
Reroll
Banner is a
d20s.
D8. So hold on. Was that my on a glitch?
Wait,
What am I
ripples.
rolling?
It
Uh,
says
hold
glitch
on.
on the
Yeah,
sheet still.
yeah, yeah.
Chuck it on a
I
glitch.
thought I fixed that, but I didn't.
Ripple is 1. Okay, another D8.
Yes.
7.
Okay, you have 7 health.
Hooray!
That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
Good
That's
job.
about as high as it could have been with your modifier, so
I'll take it.
neat. And then I believe 1 more D2 roll.
Oh yeah.
Another 1.
So you have a tier 1 spacesuit, which is fine. You could have gotten up to a 2. That gets you. Let me go to the space.
D2 armor
Perfect,
dice.
because we're literally wearing the same
Yes.
outfit as well.
And
so,
D6
Oh,
life
amazing.
support. So on the life
Okay,
support
um,
or the spacesuit,
Hold on. Too much information.
drinking from a fire hydrant. In space.
Spacesuit, I have a what?
Tier 1.
Space.
You have a
E2.
tier 1 spacesuit.
And I have a D6 life support.
D6
Yes.
life support, D2 armor.
Yeah, negative. You'll take 2 damage or D2 of damage off of any hit that you take. And then once you get that written down, let me know.
Minus
Got-
D2.
Spring.
damage. Yep.
Neato. All right. And then I believe you need to rolling a d6.
Proof.
2. You also have a rivet gun. There's a lot of rivet guns in this.
We are literally twins.
Amazing.
That was your starting weapon, and then.
And that's a d6, by the way.
Yeah, d6 damage, and you use agility to shoot. Oh no, your agility's bad, isn't it though?
Yep.
Yeah, neg 1.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's not
and
the worst.
then I think we have 3 more rolls, and we should be good to go after that.
Okay, rivet gun
I
equals
believe.
d6. Spacesuit, life support, spines, glycogen. Null marks?
You want? We'll see if you have any. I gotta find. We gotta roll for your
The items, starting items.
Yeah, which is
Ooh.
somewhere here. Where? I'm trying to use the new playtest document.
Or using
and
the new one?
Finding stuff. Yeah, it's been.
I was looking on the old one.
I might not have put them in here, so we'll
No,
go to the. Would explain a lot. That's fine. We'll do it in the physical copy.
I have
okay,
the digital
give
one
me-
up. Okay, you're good.
D8. And remind me all if you rolled this thing, if you have this in your inventory. We'll re-roll for
Another 7.
7. You have a jetpack.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Pretty rad.
Okay.
No one rolled that, I know for sure.
No, that's new
Yeah.
for sure.
Roll me a D12 once you have that down.
Equipment. 12.
You've repair tape.
Ooh, we don't have that.
We don't have that either.
And then another D12. One more.
One more time.
1.
We're gonna celebrate.
1. That's a fire extinguisher. Matt rolled that, I believe. So if you want to re-roll.
so.
I don't think you rolled it.
I'm gonna
I
check.
think you did, because I think Haley rolled a bunch of
Yes.
Molotovs, and then Matt rolled a bunch
rolled a
of
fire
Oh, yeah,
extinguisher, right?
You two were like
That's
ready to
funny.
explode.
Yeah.
And I rolled a fire extinguisher. I was like, okay, here we go. Perfect. We're ready.
Yeah, let's go re-roll that 12. We'll see.
Okay. 10.
Another fire extinguisher. No, it's
A jury-rigged pipe bomb.
Another reason to have the
another
fire extinguisher.
explosives, yeah. A D8 of damage to a single target with that.
We are the explosive sisters.
this is
Oh my
Atlantis.
god.
all
I am
over again.
Junkrat.
Horrifying.
You are Junkrat.
Uh,
Oh god.
Okay.
Junkrat station rat. Junkrat station rat.
Yeah. All right. I believe that is all of the character creation. I think we're good to go off of that. So we can go ahead and jump on in.
Heck yes.
Last time when we left off on the last episode of whatever we're calling this show, Sunset Over the I don't know, Sunset Over the Span, A Ray of Light from Synthetic Dawn, episode 1. Our not so intrepid, much more explosive adventurers found themselves on a station. They didn't remember how they got there. A little bit of amnesia, a little bit of damage to their ship, a lot of damage to their ship. They needed to figure out how to repair. To do so, they needed to find a foreman's key card to get into an office that would let them access the automated repair system that could repair their ship. They ventured further into the station. Inside, found crew quarters full of the crew of this mining station that seems to have maybe just starved to death and slowly withered away. Uncertain as to why, until they then went to the med bay, found some baddies, some husks, fought a couple of life support suits that had eaten their hosts, and become basically zombies. They fought them with some fun open and close the door tactics, throwing some Molotovs, lighting shit on fire. Found a few more healing things, I believe, and then went on to the exosuit bay, in which they found 2 more like withered husks of miners, one of which was holding a hollow video data card. You watched the video, basically explained that they seem to have found some kind of artifact, brought it into the foreman's office. They think that it might have been worth a lot of money. The foreman took it into his office. Some miners got together, broke down the door, A few days later, when the foreman hadn't like reported, inside was just this like infestation of some kind. It claimed a bunch of the miners that were breaking in. The rest of them managed to go across the elevator and blow a hole in the elevator shaft. And now they were stranded due to emergency lockdown. They had no way out. They all starved, basically. That was the last thing. Which y'all are posting shit in the chat, and it's distracting.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Cool. All right. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and start with what did we decide? Eminem, Marshall
yeah.
Mathers over here.
We just go by M and L.
Yeah.
That works. Yeah. LM in. I don't know. We'll
LM.
add more characters as we go.
LMAO.
When I die, the next sister pops out of the book.
The NN.
Yeah, literally. There's just test tubes and test tubes of us just waiting to be.
That's what's in our armory module, is just rows of these things.
But as soon as they're exposed to air, they grow up into an adult.
Yep.
Hi.
Like those little eggs that you put water on.
All right, well, that's a class of some kind in this, Matt. We're gonna figure something out with that living flesh or something that grows quickly and horrifyingly.
Robertables just said
Yikers.
Haley's character is literally mitochondrial Eve.
Horrifying.
I wrote
I'm here for
Shrinky
it.
Dink person in my notes.
Yes, I love it. Amazing. Yes. Also, maybe what are they? Spider monkeys? Are those the little ones that are in the water? What are the ones that I don't remember?
Sea
Whatever.
Sea monkeys.
Sea monkeys.
Yeah, sea monkeys. That's
monkeys.
it. Spider monkeys are different. Yeah. Do you think God?
Spider monkeys is so cute.
Never mind. I was gonna quote Spy Kids too. Do you think God
What a
stays in heaven because
throwback.
he too lives in fear of what he's created?
What he created.
Literally
Ah!
every time we play this game is how I feel.
The hardest hitting line ever. Spy Kids 2.
Yeah.
One of
Wild.
the greatest movies.
Incredible.
I feel like that shrinky dink person, if
Lizards.
they're exposed to space instead of like actually anything
They're
happening,
tardigrades.
they just shrink back down to their little shrinky dink form, and then you just gotta pluck them out and put them back in air.
Incredible.
Oh my god, yes!
Well, it's getting added. We'll figure it out. Amazing. Cool. All right. So we will open back on the ship, the Helix Drift, your skip that is now sort of decommissioned. Some blinking lights. The alarms have been shut off. You've all been out for a little bit. And I'll say all of you sort of collectively look at each other and go, oh shit, didn't we have another crew member? As you wake up with a start in the hull of the ship, sort of maybe a little bit of blood trailing from your head, taking a little bit more damage off of this than some of the others did, but nothing that actually impacted your HP. Not really sure how you got here, not really sure what's going on, but your crew seems to be gone. The ship is open and you're not dead, so you can assume that there's probably atmosphere outside.
There's a post-it note on your chest that says "Gone exploring."
And there's a post-it note on your chest that says "Gone exploring" in the "Gone fishing" font. That
Yeah.
you
Yes,
see-
you
yeah.
knew exactly
I knew
what
exactly
was up.
what you meant. What would you like to do?
They left without me. They do this every year. No. Kevin! Anybody love MM the Goblin?
MM and LL's last name is McAllister all of a sudden.
That was Ice Age, guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was Ice Age. How
God
dare
damn
you?
it. I
Sorry.
forgot. Sorry.
Sorry, not in my repertoire.
Oh.
The last dandelion.
Oh, okay. That line I remember.
That one I know.
Shit. Lord of the Flame. Hey, Lord of the Flame. Your tail's on fire.
Oh, fuck me. All right.
Amazing.
Okay.
Do I get a tingling that my sister's awake?
Sure.
Cool. I will look at the note.
She's awake.
Stick it to the blood on my forehead. And then I'm just scuttering along.
Just come sniff
following.
me out.
Yeah. I'm just gonna scuttle along on all fours, limbs bending in weird, wrong ways, following the carnage until I find you all.
Horrifying, and I love it. Okay. Well, you
I'm gonna
find
stand
them.
at the doorway.
Yeah, you all are I would assume sort of having left the exosuit bay. The last place to go was the elevator shaft.
Yes.
So
It's just theoretically been blown to smithereens.
Yeah, so we'll have to take the stairs.
Is there stairs? Or are we gonna have to climb?
I do not know.
Oh,
So downs.
yes, downs.
Jumps.
Maybe. Let's go check.
you know, it was only a matter of time before we devolved into a stream of role players in which they only spoke in one-word sentences.
I love this. This reminds me of like Mountains of Madness when you get the secret madness conditions and like you could only speak in like 1 or 3 words at a time. Like
I'm also imagining like poetry for Neanderthals.
Yes. Yeah.
peak roleplay.
Literally.
All right. So yeah, you headed to the elevator shaft.
so good of you to join us.
Oh god, there's more. Of
Oh. Gladys.
No. And I smack him upside the head and I'm like, over Mari. Over Mari.
Mari over. Got them the wrong way around.
Yeah, perfect.
Close
I
enough.
thumbs up.
All right. As you find your way to the gap, there is a little airlock, so you're gonna have to filter out. You will be in space. Your suits can handle the atmosphere. You're all right there. As you go through the airlock, I'm assuming.
Yes.
All right. On the other
No.
side,
Click our masks back on.
Yeah.
Helmets.
Yeah. Before you is a large gap between what appears to be the inside, deeper layers of the station. Sort of a like elevator shaft / subway cart area thing in front of you that like because in weebs over here. Because of the round nature of this asteroid and the fact that it's not like huge, the elevator can't just go straight down. It kind of like zigs around the outside into like the middle portion before delving down a little bit. This area is sort of a horizontal, as much as there's any amount of horizontality and verticality between things in space. There's a gap that you will have to jump over. And I will just tell you to begin with that making the jump is going to require a DR10 brawn check or an agility check, either one.
What about a human bridge? How big is the jump?
It's pretty far. Far enough like you wouldn't be able to make this jump if there were not like
If it wasn't 0 G.
lower gravity. Yeah. So this area is
Low
it's
G.
lower gravity. You're still technically on the outside of the like station, but the artificial gravity of the station like isn't enacted here as much. So the only other thing to note is it'll be a DR14 brawn check if you try to help someone across. So you can try to make the jump yourself, and it'll be brawn or agility DR10, or you can try to help someone. They don't roll, but you'll need to beat a DR14 brawn check.
Damn it, I was going to say I want to help, but I've got good agility. Can I take something across to help using my agility?
Potentially. I mean,
Is there
you've got...
rope or tubing or anything around that I can see?
Jetpacks.
Jetpacks.
You do have one jetpack. You could jetpack your way across.
Would a jetpack with people count as an agility check? 50R15 rather than a brawn check.
I will say MM can, or whoever has the jetpack on, can make that DR14 brawn check. We'll say at a DR12. If you if you can using the jetpack to help you get someone across, it'll lower the DR of whatever you try to do by 2.
Okay.
We'll say. So
Who needs
jump.
help? And I sashay my way
Wait.
to the edge.
Braun's my only not negative.
You also have a beefcake who can help you out too if you absolutely need it.
Just
Zero.
yeet me.
I have
Is it like
+4.
Is it like an enclosed tube that has just got a hole in one side of it? Or is it like a hole all the way around?
So yeah, it's if you can imagine sort of like a subway station, very small subway station, like with then a tube, but then like between where you are and the other side, just an absolute metric fuck ton of mining explosives. You would assume, since it's a mining station, probably the explosives here are mining explosives, seem to have blown out just a big chunk of the bit of the asteroid and then also the other side. I guess like theoretically you could walk down
It's
into
real
the
deep.
asteroid
Yeah.
and then like try to like climb up the other side, but like
No, I was thinking walls, ceiling, or side because right now gravity is relative, right?
yeah, you are in essentially 0G.
So are there
with-
walls and a ceiling?
There are, but not in where the gap itself is. So like you are in a tube. The tube has
So it breaks in the middle and it's like
Yeah.
open to space
Yes.
between where
Yep.
we are
Cool,
and
cool,
where
cool,
the
cool.
destination
Beautiful.
door is.
That's exactly what I wanted to double check because I was like, I'm just gonna walk across the walls. No, you've duped me. All right. Well, who need help?
Perhaps you two should go in the jetpack and we'll count our chickens once they're on the other side.
I can make it easy.
I'm
I
not.
need
Just
to.
gonna fucking run and go.
As you launch,
use-
yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to do that, I'll just stand there and watch you. As you
Yeah.
launch yourself, you can make your check if you want. But then I'll activate the jetpack and like catch you and do like the whole I believe I can fly.
What? That's such a waste of a help. Wait,
Incredible.
I can get
No,
across
I
on
love
my
it.
own.
Do
Okay,
it.
okay,
I love
okay.
this.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do
Okay.
it.
Lean into the
It's like-
madness.
Yeah,
Well, I
I'm
guess we'll
just
see how well my roll goes, right? Because I'm gonna
I-
try and use my agility.
exactly.
Yeah, Haley, you
We'll
have
see
1
how much-
HP. Just YOLO this shit.
we'll do everyone's rolls and then we can determine like we'll do them in order.
Okay.
Whoever's going first to
Okay.
last, and then we can
Okay.
determine what you're helping. Looks
whoever
like based off
needs
that.
whoever
Yeah.
needs me to
I got
catch
an-
them.
11 plus 5. So
Damn.
Okay.
so that's and it's a D20 I'm supposed to roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a DR10 agility to make it across.
Yeah. So I do a
Um,
flip and then land on the other side.
Yeah. So yeah, you sort of Spider-Man falling to catch Gwen, like push some of the materials out of the way as you yeet
Oh,
yourself
God.
across, and superhero landing on the other side.
Yeah, I'm
Nobody's
just gonna
back is
flip my
broken.
hair up.
I was
And
just
I
gonna
look
say,
hot.
cracks her head on it.
I wink at Older.
My
I love
sister.
the flip your hair up, but it's low G, so it's just.
And we have a helmet on as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is no hair. Like
Yeah.
it's like tucked into a
It's-
suit.
It's just the inside of like an exploded Furby. Just
Literally just like, yeah.
Amazing.
So, and then as the hair clears, a wink heads across the chasm for Olver.
It looks like she's being consumed by shadow. Delightful.
That's my sister. My sister.
God, it's so much
Uh,
worse with 3 of you.
All right.
Mari,
Who's
would
going
you
next?
like to assist me, or shall I just
I also
cross
have to
the
say,
oblivion on my own?
not to influence anything here. I absolutely adore the fact that none of you were like, "What's on the other side of this chasm?
Yeah.
What's going on over there?"
What we're doing?
Do I
The
actually?
claws, like,
Actually,
what's actually happening? Why am I here?
I have
This is
equipment
where
that
we
could
have
help.
to go.
Do I see anything on the other side? Specifically, do I see like a terminal that I could engage with on the other side?
So No terminal on the other side.
Okay.
What you do see on the other side, because I really expected that someone would at least be like, "What's on the other side?"
Nah.
You notice, and I suppose now Haley, who's gone, LL also notices that there are like what appear to be these like tendrils of sort of pallid flesh color, sort of leaping to or like crawling their way across the walls until a very specific point, and you can see it's hard to tell exactly like distance wise exactly like where they're stopping, but they are stopping before they reach a specific point in the hole. So I think like 30 feet in, the tendrils just very abruptly stop.
Cool. Love a good tendril landing.
Oh god.
And actually, yeah, give me a spine check, Haley. We'll go ahead and roll our first. Well, no, I guess we already had it. We had a check to jump across.
Our first spine, though. It's like our
Yeah.
first sanity roll in Call of Cthulhu session.
What does a natural 1 do?
Oh. It's not a big deal. This was a very low stakes thing. The tendrils creep you out a little bit. It's that you're they're not natural. You would have gotten some better information off of it had you spined a little better. But yeah,
I have no
non-natural. Very, very unsettling look to these tendrils, and they sort of not only do they sort of like quiver and like quaver in place as they sort of like squelch. If you would imagine, if you could hear them, they would be making some sort of like fleshy squelching noises.
I'm gonna
They
turn my back
also-
to those suckers so I can't see them anymore.
They also seem to sort of like flicker. Similarly, I guess, actually to the way that you've probably seen Ulver flicker, as if they are a little different, a little bit like Ulver, looks like he is like desynced with reality time wise. But sorry, I was reading
Like
chat.
I like them.
These seem to be like there's like void within them, not the character from Vengalia.
Damn it!
Every time I hear it, I laugh to myself.
Yeah,
Me too.
they seem to be flickering in and out of reality a little bit.
I think
Yeah,
with
like I
that,
said, I turned my back.
unless Mari stops me, I'm just doing the like, no, like just drifting forward.
All right.
I
roll.
believe I can.
Roll your agility.
I'm gonna roll brawn.
I'll be on the offense in case.
That is
Well.
a dirty 20.
Yay!
all right,
Good job.
Cool. Yeah, you sort of just effortlessly it almost looks like you just take a step off of the edge, but at the last second you like push off with your back leg and just sort of like very necromancer floating above his minions of you, just kind of to the other side, and then just sort of as you hit where the rails like start on the other side, you take your next step and are there. You're good to go.
And perhaps the most negging version of flirtatiousness post her landing, like just drifts past LL and like starts looking at the fleshy tentacles like, hello. Have you been here long?
Oh god.
Do you come here often? All right,
I
you
do
can
that
go ahead.
Where like you
Are
were
you
holding your hand
lonely?
out for a high five or a wave, and someone's like left you hanging, and so it just hangs there for a little bit too long, and then she's just like,
One of the
Come
little
to me.
tendrils, sort of you see as you have your hand up there, sort of like shivers in that direction. It doesn't move towards you too much, but it does.
I'm not looking at it, so I
Yeah.
don't notice that
Okay.
at all.
Matt, go ahead and make me a spine check. Well,
Oh,
since
God.
you're observing the tendrils.
Oof. Oof. 16.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. With that, I'll say you definitely would know something about this. So you can not only can you tell that there's like this sort of like stopgap where they have like ceased to crawl forward more towards the gap. These are likely Scourge tendrils, which are a manifestation of Null, thing that you are very familiar with as a split-skinned mark bearer, and probably means that there's a Null infection down here. Kind of putting 2 and 2 together, the artifact that they were talking about, the Scourge rot being here, all of these things makes you think that there's probably a Scourge artifact is the thing that they've found. And yeah, we'll say that's what you know for now.
I'm gonna touch it. I'm just gonna like, hello there.
Amazing. Okay. Give me a. We're gonna test Null Mark off that.
Okay.
Give me a
Spine.
Yeah, DR 12 spine check. Test.
My little dice want me to be the King Necromancer. That's another natural 16.
Amazing. Okay. So as you touch it, it sort of flickers even more so, and you can kind of see it like interacting almost, or feel it, I guess, because you have your spacesuit on, so it's like hard to just kind of see your the things in like your marks on your skin and stuff. But yeah, we will say that it basically treats it like a null mark use for you.
So my number's up.
So
Yeah.
your number is up. You will now fumble a null mark use on a 1 or a 2.
Yep.
And since you passed, it won't trigger a null bleed. So you won't hit your desync thing. But yeah, you can kind of feel it tugging on the marks in your skin, almost calling your flesh to the other side and into null.
The pattern does claim all, but not yet. I still want to yank a bit of you into this realm.
Do we seriously need to give you a room?
I'm just exploring the space. Don't mind me.
That was
Todd,
Mel,
I'd stop
Mel
him.
talking.
That'd stop them.
Oh,
All right.
all over pull. I haven't felt that in quite some time.
Amazing. All right,
God.
Mel, would you like to
Leave the ship? Yeah, I'd absolutely love to
find
leave
a
the
new
ship.
crew?
Thank you.
Go
It
somewhere.
really is the only normal one, and we are just an absolute gaggle of freaks, and I love it so
Mari
much.
is also like ex mafia, basically the Star Syndicate liquidator. Like, just straight up is just like, how the fuck did I end up with even weirder people than I used to hang out with?
I feel like you collected us in a way that you were like, you have to come with me or you're going to die, and then you just happen to be like, well, you can't go anywhere else. Yeah.
God damn it.
Mari doesn't have to do shit on the ship. She doesn't have to do she's just chilling, enjoying her life, cocktail every day.
Whenever shit goes wrong and she has to depend on us.
Oh,
Regret.
God. Regret. Just a lot of regret. Seeing as how one of my colleagues is looking to touch ethereal things that are not of this plane, I'm going to run and jump to the other side because I'm thinking, oh God, they're at it again. All right, so it's a brawn to do the
So
jump.
DR10, brawn, or agility, or
Okay.
if you're helping someone, DR14.
All right, well, it's just me left over, so hi guys. It's gonna be a brawn check. That is a shit. That's 16.
Cool. Yeah, so I think, sort of brute force, just unlike the over step and land, yeah, you just sort of like Olympic pole vaulter, long jump your way. I guess not pole vaulting, but long jumping. You like sidle up, look at the ground, figure out your mark, and then just like sprint, leap, and you sail past all of them. So like LL and Ulver are both standing there sort of fondling their tentacles, and Mari just goes whoosh, and like very hard stop, land, grab the railing, like the rails kind of pull a little bit as you lean on them, But yeah, you come to a complete stop. And finally, we have MM making their jump.
I'm here to
I don't-
catch you.
Catch me!
I thought you
Does
did
the-
already.
Does the jetpack help on the DR?
Yes, lowers the
Okay.
DR by 2. So if you
Nice.
use the jetpack,
Use
how
your
much
brawn.
fuel or like?
so there's
half,
no
100%.
we haven't really determined whether jetpacks have fuel or like how that works in this game.
We'll see how game breaking is.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not super game breaking, and it's kind of OSR-y in that it like just is however you use it. I'll say on a fumble, we'll figure out if something wild happens with the
Yeah.
jetpack.
Okay.
That is.
It explodes.
I'm just thinking like maybe it has a cooldown or something. I can only use it once every X amount of time or something. Like it has a battery that recharges itself. I don't know. D20, let's go.
Your tears from the fall end up recharging the fire that helps the... Did you...
What'd you roll?
Please don't tell me you rolled
That's a
nat
nat 1-y face right there.
No, it's not a nat 1.
Oh, okay.
It's a 3.
Okay, that's okay then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Maybe
gonna.
some-
If anything happens, I jump for my sister.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Make an agility check for me, Haley.
Okay.
It's my only skill. I will do it. I got a 9, 10, 12, 13, 14.
14.
Just heard the 9 in a real
Nice.
sad.
I'm sorry,
Yes, I am.
I'm terrible at
That's
math,
okay.
and so I have to say the number out loud and then add the rest of it on because
I
I
I'm
just
don't
so
do math.
scared.
Sorry.
I do the same thing.
Okay. We will say as MM goes to jump and use her jetpack, she sort of does the jump, maybe less anticipatory, has been concussed probably, anticipatory of some more gravity than there actually is, leaps a little too hard and fires the jetpack and is on a trajectory to reach into space and just sort of drift off into space. Because you rolled well, we'll say you LL jumps at the right moment, kind of calculates the trajectory, innate feeling of like, this is when I need to go. You jump, sort of agility-wise, manage to finagle your way. Really, really like Spider-Man catching Gwen this thing here. All right.
I'm
Haley,
happy for us to land back on the other side. If the...
well, we'll see. We're gonna say Haley is 1, Taylor is 2. That's a 2. So, as this all happens, you sort of like I said, Haley, LL sort of calculates the trajectory. Everything looks good. You're like ready. You jump. You manage to catch onto MM and twist in such a way that the jetpack pushes you towards the other side. You're going to land on the right side now. Like you'll make the jump. However, in doing so, the top of your helmet cracks against the glass of MM's helmet. And the sort of like spider vein cracks in the glass go, and you see the atmosphere of the suit out the front. There's now a small hole, not a massive hole, in MM's life support. And I'm
MM got tape, right? MM had tape
do
in
have
their
repair
thing.
tape.
I
I
literally
do have
pull,
repair tape.
I pull the repair tape from the belt of MM and I just stick it over the top of their visor, like where the hole is. I don't care if it covers their vision.
Vision
Okay.
setting.
Hey, oh wait, I was gonna say take off the sticky note, but that's still on my forehead. Never mind.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's on your
undeserved.
This suction of the atmosphere pulling it pulls that sticky note, so you've slapped that, so it just has gone exploring on my forehead now.
We are going to use this as an opportunity to roll on the life support table. I will say you have managed to like fix
I was
the
gonna say, do I
thing.
need to roll anything?
No, we'll say you land on the other side. Basically, like this is all one action. So like you
Yeah.
did the jump at the same time simultaneously. We'll say that the next action can be like repair tape. We are gonna skip a 1 on this table. We're gonna say, we'll re-roll if you get a 1 or whatever, because that is you just die and become a husk, which is not something that should happen in this situation. But yeah, go ahead, Taylor, and give me a life support die roll. I believe you have a D6.
Yeah.
5.
5? All right. No effect. So your life support is good to go. Nothing happens. It holds out. You are solid.
Yay.
Landing on the other side, you manage to pull out the repair tape. In my head, repair tape is like clear duct tape, so that you can,
Ooh,
smack
nice.
it over top of a visor without any problem. And
Exactly
I pictured
for
si-
this.
I pictured
Yeah.
silver. I pictured silver tape.
Like duct
and I was
tape?
like,
yeah.
that's going
That's-
over it.
So as you pull it and stick it on, it is silver. It's just like classic duct tape. But then it like sort of like
Ooh.
ripples for a second and becomes the same like transparency. It's like heat
Ooh.
activated or whatever, like atmo
Nice.
activated, so that
Yes.
it turns rigid and almost like glass itself and sort of like fills out the space.
Ooh.
There are still
like nanotechnology.
yeah, or like cask material. Like you know
Yeah.
how cask material,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
when you
yeah,
like
yeah.
get it damp, it like hardens. It does that same thing, but then it turns clear instead of turning, whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Like
so you manage to
glue.
and we will say, yeah, you are good to go.
I forgot
see
all
how
the
to
shit
do
that's on the
your
life support table. You really
Oh, yeah.
lucked out.
Yeah. There's some fun stuff on there. Luckily, I mean, 2 of them were gonna basically be
Yeah.
nothing happened. So and we would have ruled what a 6 was, I guess, off of that, because there's some. So this is more of a you go down in combat table, but I really
Yeah.
wanted to make someone roll on it in this mission. So
I love it.
Cool. All right, you managed to land on the other side. You are good to go. Everyone is back up and breathing sweet oxygen.
We'll
The
get
Scourge-
that helmet fixed as soon as we can.
The
My
Scourge,
sister.
the Scourge is here. It is welcoming, but not in a good way. I recommend not touching it.
Hospitable hosts.
Should we have brought a dish?
Oh God.
I think we're the dishes.
Oh. Well, we bought 4 tasty ones, and I wink at everybody.
Don't include me in that.
Why not?
Three. This is like in Mari's like blind spot, like Elle's just like over the top of like a limb. Like,
Yes, Mari, if we were sort of taking attractiveness from the viewpoint of something that wanted to eat you, you have the most mass, and I'm certain it's rather firm, so probably delicious for it.
You thought about this extensively, haven't you?
I like to think of, in an emergency situation, who should I hide behind that would be tastier than I?
At least it's not in the direction I was thinking of. Anyway,
What were you thinking?
I'm not gonna indulge you in those fantasies either. We're gonna keep walking. So Mari will just start heading in front of the others.
I lean over to Olver and I'm like, she was thinking what me and Em were talking about earlier, whether or not she would really taste good.
Whatever
She
thoughts,
would.
whatever thoughts
She
occupy-
knows it.
Whatever thoughts occupy you when you are in your bunk, that is your business. I'm just going to
I feel like
drift
we
over
just
towards
have
the
one
door.
bunk and we like share a blanket. We sit like this together with like a little toy, some sort of alien toy between the two of us. Just like,
You all thought this was an actual play. This is just all of us being ourselves in this game.
You
so.
somehow made my space horror game even more horrific in the worst way.
Mission accomplished.
We did it. You can count on us.
Yeah, the Scourge isn't the scary thing in this station anymore. Thanks, guys.
Uh-huh.
I welcome it with open arms. Take me!
Incredible.
you presented a game with not enough rules. So
I would say the perfect number of rules.
I agree
for
with that.
The chaos of this group. Absolutely wild. All right. Well, where are you going? Head deeper in.
Mm-hmm.
yes, what's this elevator? We're in
Yeah.
the tube now. Are we not?
So normally you would have been able to like take an elevator had this not been exploded on one side. You are on the other side of the elevator shaft now. Still no atmosphere because there's a giant hole in the elevator shaft, but
And when you say elevator shaft, it really is more like a speed train shaft,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, that moves sort of horizontally and vertically through
Cool.
the.
Yeah.
Think the elevator from Willy Wonka.
The
where it can,
Wonkavator.
like, move up and down and side to side, and if you dream too hard, it shoots you at the top of the building and you die. We all remember that movie the exact same way.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
Charlie dies at the end in a suicide pact with Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Just like the end of Snowpiercer,
Mm-hmm.
which are the same movie. Don't worry.
And when they when the Wonkavator
I haven't
crash
seen
lands
Snowpiercer.
nearby, their amalgamated flesh combines with the glass and metal of the device to create this Cronenbergian horror, and that
Yeah.
was the origin of the Keebler elves.
And the origin of LL and MM.
I was just gonna say that's how we were born.
Mel has a face on it, just like, I hate this.
Well, if anybody wants a fun 5-hour-long video essay, go watch the videos on how Snowpiercer and Willy Wonka are just the same movie. Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka. It's great. Anyway,
I can't have Keebler cookies anymore. Thanks, guys.
moving deeper into the station, the tendrils of Scourge rot sort of thicken and become more and more of an infestation. The further you get from bare space and deeper into the station, the more rot there is. At a certain point, everyone make me, we'll say a spine check, since that's like our perception roll.
Okay.
Thicticles.
Thicticles. Tentacles.
I rolled real shit, and I deserved it for saying thicticles.
Yeah.
Is it because I'm sashaying in front of you, and that's all I'm thinking about?
Hard to say.
Has anyone
rolled
seen the
a two.
Aristocats with the two geese?
Yes.
That's
that
what we're
is
doing.
That's what I look like right now.
Sexy.
And I rolled a 2.
I also rolled,
I rolled
a
a
2.
5.
I rolled an 11.
All right.
Left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. I have to pay attention when walking upright.
Yeah, no, you're, it is getting thicker. There's more of this Scourge rot. The what was more like tendril and tentacle-y towards the end is now just like thick mats of pallid flesh color, kind of against the walls. It grows, if you can imagine, it grows sort of like bacteria in a petri dish kind of looks, but then it also is like flesh colored and, but like horrifying vampire flesh or zombie flesh.
We're in
not
the
good. Not a
gullet
good one.
now.
I was like, is this Jurgen?
What does it smell like?
It smells like you are breathing out of your spacesuit and
Yeah.
can't tell.
We don't know.
It smells like space, which apparently smells like toasted marshmallows. I think that's what they've said space smells like. I don't know. And anyway,
Could I just take the katana out and just like do a little like
Excuse me?
yeah.
Toasted marshmallows?
apparently space smells like toasted marshmallows. That's a
Who
thing. You can look
lives
it up.
long enough while they're in the vacuum of space to say,
According-
like, toasted marshmallows?
I
You live
smell
for a while in
toast.
space.
Do they open the door, close it, and then open and then
I don't know where this statistic
Yankee
comes from. This
Candles
idea.
is getting really intense with their research and development processes.
I'm so sorry,
Honor.
Matt, for interrupting, but that just blew my mind.
Astronauts often compare the smell of space to hot metal, burnt meat, burnt cakes, spent gunpowder, and welding of metal, according to Steve Pierce, a biochemist and CEO of Omega Ingredients.
Interesting.
It's like ozone
I don't know if that's-
smell.
Yeah.
That's, vaguely ozony, I think.
It's almost like there's nothing blocking you from all of the massive star forges that are just rolling around,
Right.
pelting out like reaction.
Yeah.
Wait, what does the Milky Way smell like?
Oh,
We
God.
can even
Okay.
recreate the smell.
You're poking it with a
Raspberries
katana.
and rum!
Join our Patreon if you want to know what our
Yes.
Milky Way tastes like. I'm gonna
Oh,
take
God.
the katana out, and I'm just going to like Brazilian steakhouse slice off a bit of this unroasted Scourge beef and like
Okay.
just put it in like. If I have like some sort of like container, I'll just be like whatever like random junk was in there that I don't need, whatever, and just like
Yeah,
keep a sample.
Sure. Yeah. I'll say. Yeah. You can find something to put on a slab a Scourge into. fucking hell, what do I make you roll for this?
Is there a
We're
chance
gonna-
that I can cock it up? If not, don't let me roll. It's fine. I got it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no. We'll say, yeah, you managed to do it without any problem. It's, there's a lot of it, so getting a little piece won't be an issue. You've also probably got, like, random tools and shit kind of attached. Like, I think all spacesuits have, like,
Yeah.
a grabber thing and, like, just lots of random useful. Yeah, exactly. The little hand
The little
claw
alligator
things,
thing. Yeah.
you got all that kind of stuff because you never know when you might need to fix something up and do something light like that. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, you have a piece of Scourge.
Lovely.
We'll figure out what that does at some point in the future.
Let's
But
make
for now,
Scourge pie later.
as you continue down, you approach the next airlock. As you sort of go into the airlock, you can close the door behind you and open the one inside. On the other side, though, you can see through sort of the like tempered glass pane. Appears to be what you would know from the map is the security depot. Inside, the infestation continues. You can kind of see it growing around the airlock like area and like out from there. And the walls, so walls are still covered in Scourge rot. And here, what you would have been able to see a little bit of, had any of you done well on that spine roll, you can now see in pure, clean view, the Scourge rot seems to be growing from decaying corpses that have sort of attached themselves to the walls. And while they do appear to be decaying, they also still appear to potentially be alive. The faces are, moving and like sort of vaguely sort of uncanny valley amalgamations of like human expression. Some of them appear to be laughing, some screaming, all sorts of things, but like not quite right. So you can go through the door. You do see a
Close
bit
that
of
door
movement.
and keep going.
This is the only door, so.
Okay.
Those who
Now,
came
is
before
this a
us.
thing where we can like just go for the chip and like, or is it not a thing like that?
What do you mean?
Are you thinking of Altered Carbon going for the stack? Yeah. I will
Such a
poke
good
one
show.
with a katana. I'll just like
So,
boop.
are you going in through the airlock? There's movement inside the security depot.
This is the only door
It's the
forward,
only
right?
door.
The only door forward, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Mari,
So-
would you like to go first, or should I be risky again?
God help me. You go on.
All right. Into the unknown.
Into the unknown.
The wiggly, squiggly, meaty unknown.
Are you out there?
On second thought,
You
maybe I
hear
want to go
me?
first.
Let it go!
Amazing.
Eldritch Horde Disney style.
All right. We can determine what order you want to go in. Who is going through the door first, I suppose. All right. Olver,
And then
as the doors, the
we're taking
airlock
up a
doors
rear.
open. You see the form of two Scourge creatures sort of shambling inside. These creatures are they seem to be sort of mindlessly just wandering around, and where the flesh on the walls has grown from decaying corpses, these creatures seem to be maybe made from like one or two corpses sort of smushed together with piercing bone like poking out through the flesh. These grotesque like shapes that sort of amalgamate humans but like aren't quite right. You see one with just this massive arm, and then this like smaller arm sort of hanging off the side. One of them has just a giant head. Horrifying to look at. And as you walk in, they do turn to you, and we will go ahead and jump into combat for the first
Ruh-roh.
time this session.
Yeah.
I want to talk to them.
Talk to the fist. Anyway,
You could try. I don't. They're not going to talk back, but you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
All right. So Matt, because you initiated combat, you can go first.
Oh gosh. Okay. Ah.
You can also pass to someone else. You don't have to have gone first in this.
Yeah. Oof. I feel like Ulver's move is like, rejects of the pattern, and I'm just going to sidestep and pass it to somebody who can like do something. I guess there's no ready, right? I'm just gonna keep like the sword up, and like if something like gets close, I'll be like ready to stab. But
okay, yeah, we'll say you can like pause your turn and like if you want to take your turn when something gets closer, you can.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll just get out of the way for anyone with like ranged weaponry or some other better option.
I feel like L and M, we take our turn at the exact same time every time. So like we look at each other, take a knee, and pull out our bolt rifle rivet guns. Bolt rifles. Wrong game. Too much Warhammer.
Pull out my Gauss player.
Rivet Juns.
Rivet Jun.
I've written Rivet Jun.
That's what we call it.
Yep.
RJ. It's RJ time, and we're just like. I know it probably doesn't have a cocking thing, but I want it to.
Sure, why not? It's a rivet.
We
gun.
just mime it.
Rivets.
What is a rivet gun? I don't actually even know.
It's like a nail
Google
gun,
history
but
you're
for-
gonna have.
It's like a nail gun, but with like
Yeah.
little bolts.
Industrial-sized nails.
Yep.
Big
Okay.
hurt.
So,
What do we do?
LL going first?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make me an
I
attack
mean,
roll.
no, we do it at the exact same time is what I'm saying.
That's not how the rules work, but she can go after you.
Technically, he said that this is all happening at the same
I guess
time
technically
anyway.
that
So
is
for
how the rules
flavor-
work.
Yeah, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying for flavor that this
I
is
gotcha.
happening at the same time. Oh, no, 14, 15, 19.
That hits.
What
Go
do I
ahead and roll
now
me
do?
damage.
D6.
6.
Nice. Okay.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, your first shot hits the closest one, and I'll say it's the one with like the really big head compared to like the rest of its body, and the rivet just hits it like dead center between the eyes.
We're twins, not triplets.
And then as the rivet hits it, it like hits the skull and like rips the skull out the back of its head as the thing sort of falls to the ground. The
Oh my.
giant head and spinal cord pinned to the wall behind it, where the
Yes.
flesh of the
Jesus.
Scourge rod just sort of amalgamates again and takes back. One of them's dead. Yeah, you fucking obliterated that thing. Incredible. All right. Taylor, are you, since we're saying you're going at the
Yep,
same time?
I'm in.
You got this.
Yeah, rivet gun and shooting. How many are there?
2.
Just two. There's one left.
Oh, just the two of them. Ah, cool. Yeah, obviously I'll just shoot that one. So I'm rolling
Fight
to.
for you.
I
Oh
feel like
boy,
we're standing in a
rolling to hit
fighting
it.
V. Like, literally. The two of you
We're
and then the two of us.
flanking,
Yeah, we're flanking from the sides, just like knee down from the around the back.
providing cover fire. 18. Do I plus anything?
Agility.
You have to minus your agility.
17.
That hits. You're good. It's still fine. You rolled high enough. Go ahead and roll damage. It's a D6.
Rivet John 1d6.
Also a 6!
Oh my
Jesus
god.
Christ. Okay,
They
yeah.
really are
So,
I
twins.
told
yeah,
you.
fucking tandem side leans behind Ulver and Mari as you two are like prepping yourself, like, all right, we got this. You know, you got your katana up, Mari, you're like ready to go with your slugger. As the fucking sisters just go, whoop. And, you see the one, its skull kind of like gets pinned against the wall, ripped out of its body, it falls to the ground. The other one, I think you just like dead center chest hit, and it just explodes. Like there's not much left on this thing after you hit it. The rot has really taken over. And you do see as they fall to the ground, they are dead. We are out of that combat wildly in 2 hits. And some of the flesh, like, still squirms a little bit on the ground. You can see, like, sort of hive-mindy, the thingish of everything.
I love how on paper this game is so deadly and like anything could happen, like kill your PCs. And then so often it's just like, I guess I just rolled max damage and ended the combat. Sorry.
Yeah. 2 max damage hits with a gun that did just enough damage to kill these things.
Yeah.
So exceptional.
You know what this means, though, right? This means you guys have to add a class to this game where you have to intentionally have twins set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something here. We'll
Figure it out.
clones or... I have
people. It actually comes as like 2 little tabs, and you've got to split them apart, and that's how the air like.
I've got 2
That's
classes.
great.
2 classes that I'm working on. One is the corporate somnambulist, which is a person who is asleep somewhere in like a VR rig controlling a robo body for like a corporation, and then which is a reference to Citizen Sleeper, which is a fantastic game. Highly recommend that video game if anybody's not played it. And then also a reanimated clone that is just a person who keeps coming back when they are cloned and reanimated.
What was that, Michael or?
Yeah, Mickey 15, another thing reference. The reanimated clone, funnily enough, it actually was an Alien reference. But then there's this Bong Joon-ho movie, which is great. It looks awesome. Anyway, pop culture references in this game galore. But anyway, cool. You're out of combat. You are in the security depot. The door on the far side leads to the engineering bay. It is closed. You are safe for now. The security depot is here.
Loot the room.
Very well done. I'll just sheath the katana and start moving around. Yeah, I'll follow LL's lead and just loot the room.
All right.
Thank you. And as you're following me, of course.
So, the wildly, I added something to this, Matt, that we didn't get to test there because you all killed those things so fast. My plan was to make this room flicker in low gravity, and so the whole combat would have been in a low gravity combat.
Oh,
but like
fun.
you fucking just obliterated the enemies, so never mind.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. That was just funny. I was just reading my notes and I was like, oh right, I forgot I wrote that. But yeah, no, that'd have been fun.
Give him 7 HP next time.
Yeah, right. Lockers are like lining the walls of the security depot. This is like the checkpoint between entering the mines and coming back out to like the crew quarters. They would have like metal detectors and stuff to make sure the miners aren't like trying to steal valuable minerals or anything like that. And there's like security depot equipment. So most of the lockers seem to be just fully covered in Scourge rot and inaccessible. But as you do search, you do find a few that look accessible. Inside, you find 2 frag grenades. You can divvy those up however you would like. 2 rejuve syringes, which I think you now have 10 of.
We have
total.
a lot of those now, yeah.
And a single mining laser, which is a weapon. If anyone would like another ranged weapon, this is an opportunity to pick one of those up. Mining lasers, I will tell you, are they're D4 damage, but if you continuously apply damage to the same target over time, that increases to a D6 after 1 round, a D8 after 2 rounds, and a
That's
D10
dope.
after 3 rounds. So
That's a good one.
as long as you keep hitting the same target, your damage will continue to increase.
That's a good one.
Oliver should take that. They don't have range.
I was thinking,
You want it?
I'll take it if no one else wants it. I wasn't sure if you wanted to give me the rivet gun back and you have the superior weapon.
No.
No.
Fair enough.
We're the same.
I've been literally looking at that rivet gun for the 2 years we've been working together, and you finally handed it over, and now I match my sister.
I apologize for keeping it from you for so long. I didn't know.
I think my favorite thing about this is that, like, I think canonically, rivet guns are literally just like repair tools for ships. Like, no one would have owned this gun. It just
It's my
was
dream
on
gun.
the ship. Yeah.
This one had the particular scuff marks and the particular branding, like the same as mine, but they went out of business, so hard to
find
come by.
anymore.
Can't get them anymore.
Yeah.
It's hard.
All right. You are
I'll take a
relatively safe.
grenade though.
So 1 grenade to LL.
I'll take a grenade.
1 grenade to MM. There, should have seen that one coming.
Yeah, horrifying.
Oh god.
And how much does a grenade do?
Yes.
They are frag grenades. They.
I assume a
double
D8.
check. I believe I need to make sure that those get added to the actual list of things. They're in the the fun of again playtest materials.
I'm searching. Where are you? I can't find any of them.
Where are
Hold
you?
on. I think this was actually something that came out of the thing that I forgot to say. We will
Oops.
say a D6 of damage to D.
Most
3
grenades
targets.
are D3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then who wants
Big
the
ones.
MM doesn't have any extra rejuve like we
No.
did, so I think
No.
one rejuve definitely to MM. And then who wants the second one?
I still
have
have
one.
6, so I gave each of you 1.
Damn.
Yeah.
I gave each of you 1.
Yeah, I have 1, but I also have 3 doses of synthetic growth hormone, so whatever that does.
That's for your paper thin. That's your class.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what you need to
Um,
stay alive.
what- How much does a rejuve do?
1d10 HP.
1d10, yep. So maybe we should give both of them maybe to MM, or 1 with you, Matt, and 1 for MM.
How many has Olva got?
I only have
Oliver
the one.
has 1.
If
Yeah.
I have 2,
Okay.
that means that I could potentially heal any of you that go down.
Yeah, I think you take the second one.
Yeah, do that.
I shall replenish you when death attempts to beckon at your doorway.
No.
Nice.
God.
Fun.
I think we divvied up everything then at that point, yeah?
I think so.
Yeah.
Any
Uh,
terminals in here?
Nothing that seems accessible. This whole area is
consumed
fairly
by the
covered
Scourge rot.
by the rot. Yeah. What are you looking for? Something specific? Like,
I think the idea is that, like, now that we're down deeper in here, if there's any, like, closer telemetry to get on, like, what's ahead of us, or any way to, like, scope it out more than just, like, we have the basic map, but it wasn't showing, like, the elevator blown out. If there's any sort of, like,
Right.
data that's been sequestered to this side of the network, just looking for
let's
that.
see. Let me. We'll say 1 there is, 2 there's not.
Okay.
That's a 1. Okay. So yeah, there is. We'll say there is an accessible terminal that you can get to. You have a ping, so you don't even have to like get to. I'll say that, and maybe that's why like it is covered with Scourge, but like you can kind of get a little read off on it in your ping, and yeah, you're able to.
Yeah, hold out
connect
my
to it.
hand and just, like, do the little, like, weird gesture, and it, like, connects.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So connecting to it, this is a like security terminal. We will say that it has readout data on sort of the relative positioning of all of the miners. You see a giant light blob on the map up by the crew quarters. You see the few like pings from like the medical bay, the couple from the engineering or from the exosuit bay. You see actually in the security depot like 15 pings that sort of like
Bodies in the wall.
correlate to people consumed by the wall. And on the other side of the door, across from you, the engineering bay, you get, I will say like 10 or so that are not moving, seem to be like the way that the walls are, sort of just like up against the walls. But there are 6 signatures that seem to be moving around in the next room. And we'll say then also that the foreman's office, you can get like a readout of like the mines and everything too. There seems like the Scourge kind of like continues down into the mines, sort of growing down that direction. But from the foreman's office, there's just 1 ping. And you actually probably, I think we'll say, since he's like an executive, high level person, you can tell that this would be like the foreman's signature. You see like the readout for that, and that is who's in.
He's got a yellow dot instead of a green dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found our foreman. I also found men's 1 through 3 and 5 through 8. 5
Okay.
through 7.
In the next room.
It's a very crowded room coming up. That bodes ill for us. Were it not for the fact that we just found some boom booms.
Yeah, I think it's time to throw some boom booms. You ready?
No.
No, but
Oh.
that doesn't really impact what will happen.
I will say on your map, you can see the room in front of you.
You have a
Is
map?
a you have
The-
not like pulled up, but like your like
Oh,
HUD map that
sorry.
you have like
Yes,
no, you're
yes,
good.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I will have
what?
a map for this someday. Well, I will draw up a station map, but in front of you, the room in front of you is the engineering bay. This is sort of like the last stop before going into the mines. This room would be full of just like random equipment, people working on like mining lasers, that kind of stuff. If this were a functional mine, it's a
This
very
their
large.
helmet?
Maybe, yeah. We can determine that if you want. We can look once we get to the engineering bay. There might be, yeah, because they did leave all of their like mining gear down here.
Are
So-
helmets interchangeable? Like,
Yeah, so
is like the neck lock a universal lock that everyone must use for their
Universal gasketing
designs?
around the neck. Yeah.
yeah, it's a little NASA punky in that like every connector connects to everything else. So
Nice.
yes,
Beautiful.
absolutely. Helmets just socket into other helmets. Yeah, Matt, you know what I said.
No, I was picturing the hellscape of like if we really wanted to lean heavy capitalism, it'd be like, oh, you don't have the eye neck gasketing,
Yeah.
so it doesn't work. You need a Thunderbolt helmet for this shit. Like,
Yep.
So I think my like head canon probably will get put into canon at some point on this, is that like, yes, hyper capitalism like exudes itself into this universe, but there are like little vestiges of things that are just like practicality based, which is
Yeah.
like hyper capitalism is great until the place that really needs supplies can't get supplies. So like we've all just agreed, fine, whatever. Yes, it would be more profitable if we could have proprietary, standards for our spacesuits and shit, but like practicality has won out in this one matter, which is why skips can be just like an amalgamation of various spaceship parts that just sort of like socket into each other.
Yeah. That literally sometimes you get a piece that's like braided one thing, and if you scratch it off, the paint is underneath of a different brand.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah.
just keep reusing the same parts for decades and centuries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, spacesuits, skips, everything is just built from the skeletons of old things. All right, so what I was gonna say, on your maps, you can kind of see large room. On one side is the entrance to the mines and the foreman's office, where you would need to go. On the other side of the room is the entrance into the reactor core. Theoretically, a place that you could go. Would any of you like to look through the window? This is one of those things where I'm gonna direct you maybe a little bit to have a realization.
I'll look through the window.
Okay. We'll do a spine check because
Okay.
perception. We're gonna make this a low DR though, because you've
want
seen
to tell
enough of
us.
this. Yeah.
It's a 2. No, I'm kidding. It's
How low? How low is that DR?
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 2. I spoke it
Amazing.
into existence.
Okay.
You like walk up, immediately fog the glass in your helmet, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. All right. Does anybody else? No. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can open the door if you want. Exceptional. All right, everyone, just give me a spine check real quick. We'll see if anybody notices.
It's just LLM left.
I got a natural 20.
I got an
There we go.
yay! I
Minus
got an 8.
3.
Okay. Okay. So, just sort of out of nowhere, your brain has multiple synapses that fire at the same time. A rare occurrence for your character. As you realize that the reason the tendrils sort of stopped as they reached into space, and now looking into the engineering bay and seeing on the right-hand side the reactor bay, or the reactor core, which is putting off heavy dosages of radiation, seems to be that maybe the Scourge does not like radiation. So the background radiation of space leaking in through the gap in the airlock, or in the gap area, the elevator, that's the word for it, sort of halted its growth at a certain point. Looking in here, there is almost a like perfect sphere of like Scourge rot against the walls and floors where radiation is like reaches the certain point that the Scourge can grow and can't go any further.
It's like the tree line on a mountain.
Yeah.
Yes. And looking at your suit's sort of like distant radiation reading kind of things, you can see the radiation in the reactor core is not safe, but you could be there for a little bit of time if you needed to be. It is not a like... So there's a good little spot to go hide out if this combat doesn't go well for you, to give you...
Do we know if there is a safe amount of radiation that we can handle?
Yeah, so like there's always a little bit of radiation in space, right? And so like everything's, especially shoddy mining places like this, like there's always a little bit of radiation that's like poking through. Your suits filter out most of it and like take care of you from anything you need. The reactor core, if you spend a certain amount of time, there is an amount of time that if you spend it in there, you will end up with radiation sickness, which is a rule in the game. So.
And if we stuck something that was radioactive to ourselves, would the radiation get worse?
Yeah, I mean,
like if we like knew the exact amount that we could like deal with, the suits could deal with, would it get worse or would it keep it away? You know what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
So at a certain point, being around. So I'll say if you were to try to take some of the radioactive material out of the reactor core and use it in some way, you would still have like the same amount of time. Being exposed to that radiation on like the same amount of time will cause that radiation sickness. But as long as you maintain enough distance from it for a long enough period of time, you'll be fine. All right.
Do we know if we have anything that absorbs radiation?
Nope.
Or would that be an actual
Is that what my backpack runs off?
Your jetpack.
I mean, not my backpack, my
A
jetpack.
nuclear jetpack.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I'm getting flashbacks to Ghostbusters.
Yeah. But all things said there, now that you know all of that information, now that you have kind of an idea of what the next room looks like, your path forward is through the door.
Do we see any of those blips moving around in that room?
Hell yeah, you do.
Oh god.
You see another 4 of the things that you just fought, which sort of, again, amalgamations of flesh and bone and various things in differing shapes that look vaguely humanoid. And then you also see 2 things that look much taller and lankier, and sort of... they're much more like pale and grotesque looking, but also much more human looking if humans had 4-foot-long arms and legs and torsos that were ridiculously thin.
Fun.
Slenderman?
Yeah,
Kind
I'm
of
getting Slenderman vibes,
but like
yeah.
Slenderman walking around on all 4s.
Yeah.
Oh,
bigger
great.
versions
Oh, God.
of LL and me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your cousins are here.
Oh god.
You open the door?
Not a family reunion I want.
Are we ready to just blast? And I'll lift up the mining laser.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, I'll actually reach into one of my pockets and I'll pull out the air canister that I have, and it's just this forlorn look of I wanted to enjoy you later. It's just I want to basically use it as like rocket fuel to whatever other bullshit explosives we have in this group. So
Amazing.
It sounds like there's a little bit more planning. So instead of opening the door and cutting to break, we will go ahead and cut to break now, take a quick little break, and then we will come back and resolve whatever happens
Explode this room.
and blow up something. Yes.
We're
so-
back.
Yes, join us back in a couple minutes.
don't go away.
I've returned.
And talked about the Alien franchise, and I need to rewatch it now. Anyway,
Which I will say,
so do I.
to the point of what we were just talking about, Romulus is an incredible return to form for the first Alien movie.
And don't
Romulus
forget that
was
Blade Runner is a part of the Alien
I saw
universe
that.
you have
That's
to add them to.
amazing. hmm
I
Why
have
the-
to rewatch Blade Runner now. God fucking.
So
I
the
haven't seen them originally, so
I mean, they're both Ripley Scott. Like, they're both the same
fair,
director.
yeah.
And,
that's a
the
good
company that makes the androids in the first Alien movie is called Hyperdyne, which is a direct reference to Cyberdyne, the company that makes the things in Blade Runner.
Yeah.
The, whatever the face. What are they called?
How
the,
fun.
I don't know. Those things. The
I'm
androids.
full of fun facts because I just watched all of these and I literally sit on IMDb like, what fun facts can I learn about this movie that I'm watching?
So, yeah. If you haven't seen Romulus, highly recommend it. Absolutely
need to
wild.
watch it.
Incredible. Inspiration for this game. This,
Waiting for it to not be in the
One of the
movies.
biggest pieces of inspiration is the Alien movies.
Yes.
The
The only horror movies I can handle, by the way.
Yeah, they're like
Same.
not that horror-y. I don't know. They're more. I don't know. They're not as horror-y as horror.
Yeah.
Often horrors.
Matt, you are the epitome of eldritch horror, and
I
you
know.
don't like horror
I like
films?
when it's a TTRPG, you have statistics to fight the monster, right? Like you have a way you
Oh,
are
fair point.
like. Well, also I think it's actually like not to wildly deviate off topic because we're supposed to be playing a game, but it's anything you can like reasonably handle. Like it was a serial killer, like Disturbia. I was fine with that one. Like
Okay.
it was like when you first see the thing, I'm like but if it's handleable. If it's a thing that you could fight, I'm okay. Like, what's your scary movie? Sure, that dude's a freak, but like I can fight him. You can't fight Samara, so no, I'm out. I'm out. I absolutely cannot deal with wet hair Chinese water demon crawling out of my TV and strangling me. Nope, there's no option there.
Japanese, but either way,
Japanese,
it's still
yes.
the same point.
Either way, can't do it. There's no
Country does
meaningful
not matter
recourse.
of origin. The
Yeah.
answer is just no.
The answer's
Yeah.
no. Anyways,
Yeah.
I will toss out
Literally,
that-
when everyone asks me if I want to watch a scary movie, I ask, could it be real? And if the answer is yes, then I watch it. But if the answer is no, then I can't watch it.
So
it's
that's
not.
why you were freaking out so much with Monsters and Counselors then.
The
Okay.
director of Alien Romulus did another movie called Don't Breathe, which is quite possibly one of the realest horror movie scenarios, and it is horrific. It is one of the like worst experiences, but like great because it was a horror movie that I've ever had watching a horror movie. Holy shit. If you ever watch Don't Breathe, you will understand why they picked him to do Alien Romulus. I will just say that. Wild. Recommend both those movies. Anyway,
Oh,
back to
that
our
one.
space horror.
we're
I
about
wanted
to
to see that. Anyway.
open a door with
You got a door with a bunch of
We
horrific
have
space
grenade
creatures on the other
frags ready
side.
to go.
I've got the mining
got-
laser. I've got no. Well, is any of the is there? We're still in no atmo, right?
Right.
Okay, so I'm not gonna throw my bottle of alcohol that could be used as rocket fuel in a pinch because there's nothing to ignite. There's no oxygen to ignite, so I'm just going to use the mining laser.
That's why I figured with the
Can
can
grenades
of
still
air,
go off?
it's
Yeah, cool. Just
because
makes
I don't think the grenade needs air
It's
necessarily.
exploding.
I
The,
don't know how it
the
works.
contents
I
are
don't- yeah.
self-contained. Most of what a frag grenade, like most of the damage of a frag grenade, is
Is
the
inside it.
fragmentation, the shit that is
Okay.
flying out of it and hitting things.
Cool.
Theoretically, a Molotov could still work. I don't know how that works like in space. We'll say that Molotovs still work because there's an alcohol to burn. It doesn't have oxygen. I don't know.
Yeah, without
We'll say
you
the
need
Molotovs
the
still work.
triangle. You need
Yeah.
the triangle, the
Yeah.
three sides of thermodynamics.
But
Anyways,
yeah, cool. So yeah, you've got a room. You got a door. You got a bunch of explosives. What would you like to do?
And
Yep,
for
we open the
very
door.
unhinged people.
With Mari at the front.
Oh god.
let's light this candle.
Yeah, I feel like both Elle and Em are hanging off of one of each of Mari's arms,
Oh,
ready to
damn
like
it.
chuck grenades in at a good angle. You go left, I go right. Okay.
Now I feel like that one main lady in Warhammer in the Space Marine movie, like the
Mhm.
gargantuan sized woman.
Yes.
Mommy. Anyway.
That's what I picture. That's exactly how I picture
Yes.
you.
100%
As a gargantuan woman that I'm just like
hanging off of.
mommy. Anyway, it's all right. I guess I'm going first as the cannon fodder. So,
All right. The door opens.
What do we
Uh,
see?
All
All-
6 of the creatures inside turn towards you, and we are in combat.
hooray!
Let's do this.
All right. Yeah. Who's going first? And what you
What
doing?
are they?
I guess you weren't here when I described them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
you walked
sorry.
away. Yeah.
You had
So
an
yeah,
emergency.
inside
It's
you
okay.
you have I guess, and we'll reiterate for the stream. There are 4 of the things that you just fought.
Okay.
Sort of big, shambling, mindless drone-looking things. Then there are 2 that we've sort of decided look like Slenderman, but like on all 4s. So they are like
Yep. Actually, I
tall,
do remember
hulking
hearing
creatures,
this. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
like 4
Yeah,
foot long arms, 4 foot long legs, and
Picturing like
I guess
LL and
longer legs.
MM, but like horse-like almost.
Yeah.
Mother, father,
Uncle
home.
Uncle Frank, why are you here?
We brought snacks. It's
Oh,
like we brought a dish. We throw our grenades in as soon as the doors are open.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So who's throwing nades first? What's the first thing?
LL and I are just like, we're at home.
Yeah, ditching.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to let them go
Um,
first so that I have more
our
free
frag
range of
grenade?
motion.
Yeah, I'm throwing
Yeah.
my frag grenade. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll throw mine. So you say you're 3 on the left, I'm 3 on the right, or whichever
Yep.
way?
Yep.
Bad.
Okay.
And we
So
and like we're on opposite sides, so we like do a cool like throw them over the top of each other. Yeah. Yeah.
Or they
Amazing.
collide in the air and bounce off. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, roll
Literally.
if you cock it up, yeah.
yeah.
We'll see how well it goes.
Yep. An agility.
Agility?
Is a ranged weapon.
oh, that's not too bad for me.
Eee.
Okay.
11.
Okay. What'd you roll?
12.
All right. So
They clink.
One- what? So MMs will hit. Like you'll get it close enough to hit a target. Which one are you aiming at specifically? They seem to be sort of like shambling around.
Well,
this
they hit a
room.
It hits a D3, so I feel
Yeah.
like we were going for
I'm gonna-
groups as
Yeah,
Groups.
it's 1d6 to 3 targets.
Yeah.
D3.
D3.
Oh, I just wrote 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
So
roll
I
for
was
it.
so I was just throwing it into a group of 3. Like in my head, there's 3 on the left and 3 on the right, and that's why
Yeah.
we did what I did.
Okay.
That's how I'm picturing it.
So LL, yours sort of careens off and like skitters across the floor a little too far and explodes harmlessly. It doesn't actually hit anybody. You do see it kind of like peels back some of the Scourge rot on the walls. But MM, yours will
We'll
hit.
reveal a locker.
Maybe we'll find out. Yours will hit, so you can go ahead and roll me damage
And the D3.
D3 first.
and a D3. Yes.
I'll
to
do
determine.
D3 first. Oh, that's a 6! I hit all of them!
3
Okay.
targets!
And damage 2.
Okay.
That's
2 more than we had.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, you managed to hit. I'll say they're sort of grouped in like you said, groups of 3, but then like one of the Slendermans and 2 of the big guys, and then one of the Slendermans and 2 of the big guys. So like that was like kind of like squadrons almost. Cool. All right. So you have officially hit 2 of them for 2 damage. You
3.
said, or 3 of them for
Hit
2
3.
damage.
I
Okay.
hit
Yeah.
all 3 for 2 damage.
Rad. Okay, so that is cool. They're not looking. They look a little angry about that. You've pierced a lot of them with fragmentation, and we will go on to our next person. They're all still up. Nobody's dead yet.
Mari, do you have ranged? Do you have any ranged options?
I do. I have a plasma thrower.
Okay. You want to go first or me?
Yeah. So, quick question. I would first like to just throw the can of air at one of the groups, specifically towards the group that got hit by the grenades to try and at least blow 3 of them. And the only reason why I want to do this is I want to use like the ignition of either my plasma rifle or the mining rifle that Ulver has, just to like kind of not like increase number, just kind of doing more of a pow sort of to whatever's there.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna say this will be like basically a ranged attack for this will be your attack action. The can of air is much more like an emergency breath. So if you were to like lose, like it's not like a big. We're not talking like Jaws level of like exploding a shark. Yeah. It's like one of those cans that you use to like clean your keyboards, but very specifically
then it's
pure
not gonna
oxygen
do much.
to like
never mind.
whippets yourself into living.
All right, I thought it was a little bit bigger, but
so I mean, we can figure out if you want to use it. We can figure out kind of like what that would look like. We can say that it'll do extra damage or something, but you can also just save it.
Yeah, I'll save it just because the logistics of that we are kind of like right now. So I'll just go with the plasma thrower then, and I'll just aim for the group that MM's one just hit. So
cool.
It's an agility check. It fell over. Don't do that. 17.
That'll hit.
Yeah. All right. So it's D4 damage to D4 targets. So I'll roll the targets first.
Yeah, the plasma thrower is badass.
Yeah, it is.
That's 2 targets. So I would actually like to shoot for I'll shoot for the 2 that are like the amalgamation thing, kind of leaving this. Yeah, so the
so to give
Slender.
you the names, the Slenderman thing is a leech. The
Okay.
Scourge warped leech, and then the big guys are Scourge warped drudges.
I'll do the drudges just to try and get rid of numbers, so to speak. And now we have to do D4 damage. 3 points of damage to each.
Ooh.
All right, well, that was just enough. They have 5 health, so
Yay!
2 from the explosive, and then the 3 there. Your plasma thrower, sort of like big ball of energy starts to build into sort of this. I imagine these kind of look like very high tech slingshots, where this like ball of plasma starts to build up, and it just like out as it sort of like amoeba splits into 2 and hits both of the targets, and it just sort of burns a hole through them. Less explosive than the last 2 that you killed, but much more burning, and if you could smell, probably the smell of like burnt flesh and ozone. Kind of like we decided space smells like, I guess. So that's fun.
It smells like space.
Yeah.
It smells like space.
Cool. Yeah. So
And
they
then
are.
I'll stay put where I am, just as the shield, so to speak, for LL and MM, and then that'll be it for me.
Cool.
Oh man, you changed the calculus on me.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I like it. Can I get into the room? Is there a spot where I could be within 30 meters of all of them, or 10 meters of all of them, but not 10 meters of my friends?
You know what? Yes, I'll say this room is probably the only room in this entire adventure that is big enough for what you want to do. So yeah, you are going to be putting yourself in pretty big danger, but yes, you can run into the middle of the room. You'll be far enough away.
It wasn't an option until 2 of them went down, and now I'm very tempted.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do it. So
Yeah, go for it.
yeah, you see Ulver just like put the mining laser down and like, I'd like to face them on my own terms. And I'll just stride into the room, and you see him as he goes, like unzips one of the arms of the spacesuit, and like you can see him like toggling like a pressure lock. So like starts to feel the burn of the no atmo on his skin, and then just like tries to like use one of the like weird tattoo like flesh burns that's on his arm. And we roll. I will use a ripple if I need to on this one. I will use a ripple. My last ripple. Come on, in the box. Come on. Don't betray. In the box. No. Unless someone wants to give me a ripple,
I'll give you one.
Yeah.
I'll give you one.
Okay, that dice is getting
While
retired.
you're like undoing everything, I'm like standing next to Ella going,
Flex.
No.
Matt, I'll give you my last one.
Are you sure? Please
Yes.
don't let me. Oh God. Okay.
Don't fuck it up, Matt.
I'm using my
Fuck
Raven
with
Riddle
it.
Bone dice. Raven and Riddle Bone dice. Here we go. Come on.
have a ripple.
That was
You
2
want it?
natural 9s in a row.
What are you trying to get?
What's your mod?
I want a 12. I need a 12 on the dice.
Yeah, just give
Are you
them.
rolling a d20?
D20, yeah.
Yeah,
Give them
go
another
for
one.
my ripple again.
Oh, I feel so
Just-
bad.
Matt, do
Matt,
it.
it's
We
gonna
want
be
to
great.
see the thing.
We got a 14.
All right.
It only took 4 ripples.
Okay. Yeah. So, as Ulver strolls into the middle of the room, you each individually, those of you who use your ripple, Ulver will resolve your ripple last, we'll say.
Yeah.
But the others of you who use your ripples see, for a brief moment, 4 different versions of Ulver getting torn to shreds by these Scourge warped inside. As the pattern sort of just warps around him, and then sort of resolves in your mind to what actually happens, which is Ulver walks in, and go ahead and give me the damage roll on this usage of death.
My null mark is death.
Frozen.
Holy shit!
Did the damage roll make up for the?
Yeah. Everything in here, I believe, other than me. I hope other than me. Everything takes 27 points of damage.
Holy shit!
Incredible. So yeah, what death is a null mark that you can activate.
Yeah.
It is
Black
what is it?
tendrils surround all creatures within 10 meters, causing them to lose 4d10 HP.
Yeah,
So I
4d10.
unzip the arm, and as my flesh starts to burn from the 0 atmo, one of these scars just opens up, and it is just a fucking hentai novel just pouring out into the room of shadow that just pulls these things and smashes them into the ground.
And yeah, anyone looking at Ulver, the mark itself that has split open, as Matt described, it doesn't really look like it changes inside. Ulver doesn't get massive, but there are hundreds of tentacles coming out of this thing. The space itself has folded in on itself. You're not quite sure how all of these things exist in the same space at the same time. And sort of around you, the tendrils of rot on the walls, even the ones that are sort of making up these leeches and drudges and everything, sort of quiver. And in that flickering in and out of null look that you have seen a couple times looking at the walls, they all sort of flick off. And for a split second, you see the station as it was. No Scourge, nothing else has returned. Everything has returned to null, and then it flicks back on as the tendrils coming from Ulver just eviscerate all of the Scourge in the area, and Scourge rot returns. Ulver's tendrils creep back into his split skin, and everything is as it was.
It only
Minus-
took us all of our consumables.
Yeah, 4.
Wow.
I still have a ripple.
Okay, good.
That was impressive.
I'll zip
The
that back
slapping?
and click the thing back into place and
The slapping went from full on shaking and jumping "Oh, man!"
Fucking sports team over here.
Did you get any injuries whatsoever? Did you lose health for that?
unless I lost health for the narrative of opening my suit, then no.
Nope.
Okay.
We'll say, I think that there is a narrative here that if you were in the cold of space, out in there might be some damage taken, but
Yeah.
your suits are split skin mark bearer suits. I think specifically would be designed to reveal marks and shit without actually causing you damage. So yeah, you
Is
are.
that blue force field stuff on ships?
Yeah.
Blue
Thanks.
force.
Yeah, you are good to go. We're out of combat. You have absolutely decimated the creatures in here.
Hooray!
I have now run this adventure 3 times and not had a single time that someone has actually fought this fight. Every time they figure out a way to do this.
We burned
Yeah, you
so
did.
many
No, I just.
resources. But yeah.
The last time, my last crew, they chucked something in that distracted them and then threw a grenade at them and managed to just pull them all into one area and destroy them. That was cool, but.
Meanwhile, this is the room that I killed 2 players when I ran
Yeah.
it. It was great.
Yep. Amazing. This is why we love board games.
But they got to do the last stand. So like in this game, when
Yeah.
you die, you get a last stand, and killed 3 of them back from it. It was so
Nice.
good.
Cool.
So good.
All right. You are in the engineering bay. I'll say, yeah, you can
Alright.
find another helmet.
Oh, nice.
There is not a lot here. This is just like old mining gear. Most of the mining lasers are decommissioned. They don't seem to be working anymore.
Gunked
But you
with the
can find,
Scourge
if you would
rot.
like to replace your helmet, you can find a helmet to replace. You have a brief
Do we
moment of
have
fear.
any-
No, go ahead.
Yeah, can we do it in this no atmo? Or
Sure.
can
You can pull your helmet off. I mean, you theoretically, scientifically, yes, you could like remove a space helmet, lock a space helmet on, and like purge. You would have to like refill your atmo in your suit, but like, yeah, you absolutely can take your helmet off in space and put it back on. There's no the idea of like ripping your organs out of like the vacuum of space is not true. That doesn't actually happen. You just freeze to
no,
death.
just freeze.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm going to very carefully change over M's helmet so then they no longer have a compromised helmet.
Rad.
'Cause
Okay.
It's not 100% fixed, right? Like it's like a
Yeah, we would, if there were another event that like cracked the helmet or something, we would have like maybe said that it, a 1 and a 2 would have been a fumble on that or something like that.
Yeah.
Really
Cool,
just
cool,
in
cool,
the narrative. But yeah, you've managed to fix it. You now have a kind of a mining
It's got a
astronaut
torch on it.
looking. Yeah.
This
No,
one's got a
it's got a little
torch.
flashlight. Yeah. It's got a little logo of the mining company that's some random shell corporation of a shell corporation.
Is there 2 of them?
Yeah, sure. Yes, you can
Does the
match.
logo match our rivet guns?
I'm gonna change over my helmet also to match.
Give me a d20 roll, Taylor. Just a flat d20.
11.
Yeah, it matches.
Amazing.
Nice.
We're getting a set.
Yes. So I also changed my helmet over, so then I have a matching helmet, and I clip the spare helmet like to my belt or something like
Okay.
that, because like it's a good helmet.
Helps to have
it's
a
not
Second helmet. Yeah.
spare. Yeah.
Yeah. You've got like a hard pack. You can toss it in that. There's room. Cool. Yeah, not much else in this room. Maybe there's like mining equipment, but it's like real old, real Scourge covered. Doesn't seem to be anything really super useful. You've got the reactor room, or the way into the foreman's area.
We don't need the reactor room. This place seems to be running where it is not broken, right?
It's only broken because Null has decided to camp out here, I think.
Yeah, but like the terminals work, and the repairing part should still work, right? Or do we need to do something with the reactor?
If I can see, because the reactor room isn't covered in the Scourge stuff, if I can see a terminal in there, can I do a ping and just check that like diagnostics are good?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, we'll
that's
say
fine.
there is. Things look all right. The station is like running out of power slowly. It's been here
Yeah.
for a very long time. It has been on emergency power, so it hasn't been like a big deal. But like you guys coming in has rebooted a couple things, turned some things on. But you're not like in imminent danger of the reactor melting down or anything. It's just at some point this station will either fall into a sun or the reactor
Go
will either
cold. Yeah.
go cold or go critical and
Yeah.
blow the whole thing up. But that's at some point in the future.
We
Yeah.
should be fine.
Yeah. Lovely. Fuck the reactor room then.
We just have to deal with the foreman now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, heading to the.
I can try that again if you want me to open the door.
Sure.
Let's just hope that he doesn't survive it, and then I won't be torn to pieces.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
I'm assuming he's hostile.
Probably. Maybe he's fine trapped in there.
Did we
Just
see
hanging
him moving around, or was he kind of stationary?
The ping from the security depot terminal did show him moving.
Okay.
All right. Unless there's no objections,
It is.
I'll have them back far enough away, and then I'll open the
Yeah.
door.
Okay, so yeah, basically from the engineering bay, the doors open into a sort of catwalk looking thing. The foreman's office sort of sits in the middle of what appear to be catwalks that lead down into the mines. So this is the area that the miners would have come in and out of. There's some like lifts and things for taking equipment down, like all that kind of stuff. The foreman's office is just sort of like a good-sized room, think like single bedroom apartment size of a room in the middle of the big catwalk like structure. So doors are closed on it, so you have a moment like you in here that you could like go in. There is Scourge that has sort of like cut itself off from the foreman's office. The like the door's closed and like cut
There's some space.
Gotcha. Oh no, the camera.
Oh no.
Conlon, come back.
And
I
the
think I'm back.
voice.
I think we're good. I'm here.
Okay.
There you are.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, we'll hope that doesn't continue to happen. Yes, so yeah, you are like, you have a second, like you can prep to open the next door, and there's enough room that you can put some distance between yourself and your crew and not obliterate them.
Not obliterate them. Yeah. I
Alright.
will. I'll do the click the sub airlock and open the door. And if it looks bad, I'm just gonna unzip and null mark it.
So as the door opens, I think all of you are probably still close enough to see. It's only 30 meter radius. So you're 15 meters away, essentially. At the closest bit. The door to the foreman's office opens, and inside is the heaviest bit of Scourge rot that you've seen yet. It seems that this is where it is all coming from. Sort of all at once, you see a hulking figure with what looks to be like plate armor, but made of bone, covering its entire body. It's like almost this like exoskeleton carapace of bone, from which tendrils of flesh sort of like wriggle out and about. That holds a large sword, which is not something you frequently see in this galaxy. It looks to be made of like fused bone almost. The sword itself does. It's similar to the armor and similar to like some of the other stuff you've seen. But as you look at it, it is also somewhat difficult to perceive. Like that same way that the Scourge itself was flickering like within Null and out of Null, this sword seems to be there. And so like you'll see at times it's in one spot and then another and like sort of flickers back and forth. But you will have a moment to do death. You'll have your turn here.
Yep.
The only other thing you see is sitting inside on what was probably the foreman's desk before it was completely covered in rot is an artifact. Those of you who would know this, I think Olver for sure knows. The rest of you have probably heard something about Scourge artifacts at the very least. They are extremely valuable, extremely dangerous pieces of Scourge that they typically just appear. They sometimes are found. So like here, likely was found down in the mines. This thing from beyond, from within Null, oftentimes show up on vessels that can skip the pattern. Sometimes they'll just show up on skip, like next to skip drives. But they're almost always dangerous, and in this case, it looks to be where much of the Scourge rot is coming from. And it's just this sort of like, again, fused bone looking thing is like a double helix wrapping around itself. And out of it, similar to Olver's Null mark, all of the Scourge rot spills. So from this small space, sort of imperceptibly folded in on itself, the tendrils of fleshiness kind of leak out into the rest of the station. But go ahead, we will
I
test
see
our
things I want. 18.
All right, radical.
I would have actually been totally
Nice.
okay on a fail because we already saw it once, but holy shit. Ah!
I don't mind you doing it again because we got Big Beefcake Boy on the other side of the door.
Get him.
Ooh.
Ooh,
This is a lot.
Spicy?
it's spicy.
This is 28 damage.
Hell yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, we've skipped the boss again. This is again happens
Yay!
every time. But yeah, no, incredible. Yeah. So again, the tendrils leap forth, sort of Nullness ripping into this gladiator and just ripping him apart. The bone armor sort of. Here we'll go ahead and roll real quick. We'll see. Where's my D4? We'll see. It has armor, so we'll see. Ooh, it loses. It takes off 3 damage, so it only does 25 damage of its 15 health. So it just fucking eviscerated again. Tendrils, blood and bone and tendrils, like sort of in the scourge rod around the thing, and you have killed the gladiator. You have
literally
access.
We love having you around. Like we just like are awestruck.
I want to roll the agility test that would have needed to happen had it come to its turn and I botched that.
Yeah.
No, that's a fumble. So I would have 100% died.
You would have. Amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Exceptional. Okay, yeah. Well, good thing that worked. In another reality somewhere, Olver died.
In this reality, as those like tendrils come back, they just bring the sword to me, and I'm just like, this is a bit unwieldy, but maybe I can get used to it.
What, too big for you?
You look great.
It's like this gladiator is like 13 feet tall. Like, like it was like scraping its head on the top of this thing.
This
the
is the
sword
Berserk
is
Claymore.
Just, yeah.
You look like M in their wrench.
Yeah.
Their oversized wrench.
Yeah.
It does seem to have lost its sort of like flickering appearance. It is now just made of bone. It is. I mean, you can keep it. It does a D6 of damage. It just does not have its property of being difficult to perceive, which, for just so everybody knows, because it's fun, basically would have meant that defense tests against the weapon were +2 DR. So where you
Would've
normally
been a
needed a 12, you would have needed a 14 to not get hit. But yeah, all right. You have killed the gladiator. You have found the foreman's office.
Yes. Let's get the key and then we get to build a ship. Build a ship.
Indeed.
Is there any sign of the foreman anywhere? Or his body, at least?
I think that was him. The one we exploded.
Just wanted to verify just in case.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Yes, that was the foreman.
Okay.
Spent the
I
longest
verified
with the
in
scourge.
character.
There are now 0 men.
Oh, God.
There's 4 weird creatures in the reactor, but we'll just leave them there.
Okay. Yeah. What would you? So you can find the foreman's card, sort of in the mess of
whatever's left
bone
over
and viscera, right? Like is the foreman's card. You get
the
that
blue key.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
There is.
Now there are Nar men.
Are there any big containers full of precious minerals lying around now that we're safe?
No, you get the idea. This station was not like this was like titanium. Like they were mining just like heavy metals that were used in like the
Industrial
construction
metals.
of space. Yeah,
No
industrial
precious
metals
stones or anything.
Not,
like that.
not yeah. This wasn't a ruby mine.
Is titanium worth anything?
Not. I mean,
Eh.
in large enough amounts, yes. If you had a massive hauler that could like cart, industrial quantities of
Our
titanium.
5 units of carrying.
Yeah.
Our 5 cargo slots aren't going to do much.
If you are looking for something of value, the Scourge
Scourge
artifact in the room is worth a lot. It's not clear.
I'm going straight there.
Yeah, let's
Wait.
Yeah, let's collect 5 cargo slots worth of that.
I don't think touching it might be the best idea.
Lucky we're wearing suits.
Not the point, LL.
We can double suit it. Double up. Put an extra suit on. One size up.
Second layer of protection.
That rule of thumb does not apply to a lot of places, and that one does not apply here.
Alright. Alright, let's go.
Leaving the artifact?
No, I want it.
Oh no, don't touch that fucking thing! Get away! I'm gonna...
Is
there
like
a way-
jar?
Or how big is it? Sorry.
I don't know.
It's not. I mean, it's statue size. Like it's or like figurine size.
Paperweight,
I guess.
yeah.
You can
Paperweight.
move
Bobblehead.
it. It doesn't look like it would be heavy. Again, as like the rot spills from it, it looks like it comes from almost like an extra dimensional folds of space upon folds of space. Like this thing is a maybe gateway to Null or something like that.
It's not coming on my ship. I'll drag your dead body before I bring it on.
You bring me on the ship. Is it any different?
You're an artifact. You can half control the things that crawl out of you.
All right. Are you grabbing the artifact? What are we doing?
It didn't answer. He didn't answer.
Is there any sort of container
dang it.
of any sort?
Whatever.
Oh, in the reactor room, is there anything for radioactive material that we could just kind of like do the bump off the edge and just boop?
Yeah,
Sure,
I was gonna say
you-
that my old helmet and just sort of like put it on top and then like.
It's like a spider.
You absolutely can find like a case to put this in.
Yeah.
I
The
imagine
plutonium briefcase from
Yeah,
every
yeah.
action
Exciting.
movie in the 90s.
Yeah, exciting like future technology kind of thing. There's like it like 3D scans it and cuts out like a perfect little mold for it to sit into the box. So yes, you absolutely can find a little mold.
Amazing.
Cut those vines with the katana.
I imagine they just keep spilling out like.
Ugh.
Or just cut it and shut it really quick.
All right.
No, it's just that awkward thing of like trying to use two people to try and kill a spider, and you're holding like one person is like
Holds the
this.
helmet,
One person
was
has the
it?
cup.
The
And one-
paper.
Yeah, and then MM is just using the helmet for like.
Yeah, I'll put the helmet. If someone holds the
I'll hold it. I'll hold the
suitcase,
Yeah, the suitcase thing.
the suitcase underneath it, then I'll put my old helmet over the top of it and just scrape it
Bump
across
it.
the surface until it falls in.
And then slam it shut.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on,
Sure.
gimme.
Give me an agility test,
Both of us?
Taylor. We'll do
Oh.
Taylor since Taylor's the one.
I'm doing ghost and I'm going behind.
That's a very different scene, Haley.
No, it's not.
Oh my god.
15?
Okay. Yeah, you managed to sort of slide it off and into the box without touching the thing itself. As you put the helmet over it, you actually see whatever was happening with this like extra dimensionality is like cut off. Like the second that like something
Ooh.
else touches it and like it stops being a gateway, the tendrils are just like they're still there. There's scourge rot still all around you, but like it's not spilling forth from the artifact anymore. This is you've cut off the sort of like flow. You turn the tap off. Yeah,
with the universe around us.
you managed
Is it
to
a
slide it
container?
in without touching it and get the container closed.
Yay, money.
Beautiful.
Yay, money.
Now let's go get the ship start being repaired, and then we will go collect all the scourge we're gonna sell.
Oh, since we're in the foreman's office, is there any sort of panel for us to reverse the emergency lockdown?
We need
Thing?
the key, so we've got
Really
that.
key.
Right, we got it.
Yeah, basically you can't turn off the emergency lockdown with this level, but like you have a key now that can like get you through. Like
you
the
to the
foreman would have been
spot.
able to like open doors and like
Yes.
Yeah,
open the hangar and all.
you
got
gotta
to
go to what's locked down to end
Yeah.
it, but
Gotcha.
we now have the thing to end it.
Yes.
Let's
All right.
go.
Yeah. So making your way back.
Making my
Oh,
way.
I punched my screen.
Such violence against your computer.
Yeah, the trip back is relatively uneventful. You managed to, from this side with the foreman's key, there is like a little emergency like lift thing that can be extended across where the gap is. It's like a retractable kind of like, I don't know, like monkey bars kind of thing almost that you can just like pull yourself across. So you get to the other side, totally fine. You make it back to your skip. No, uneventful up to this
I
point.
missed you.
You have the key card.
You right up.
Keycard opens into the sort of like engineering bay, or like the hangar bay control room, and you've access to the automated system. You are able to do your thing.
Nice.
Go ahead.
LL, I believe this is your speciality.
Yeah. And LL like literally turns into goblin mode on all fours now,
Oh god.
and she's getting into thing, and M is obviously helping with they'd be able to help with their speciality as well. Well, because you were a
Grease
Oh
monkey.
yeah, Grease Monkey.
Grease Monkey.
Yeah.
so
Engine
I feel
right.
like Grease Monkey and then the pilot, they're working well together.
Cool.
While they're all doing that, Mari is actually going to take the suitcase and just secure it nice and tight in the ship so that it doesn't get touched.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had that,
Red. Okay, so
but I will do that.
we're gonna do something here that is a little we have not tested this yet. Matt and I don't have this in the playtest stuff. But on your ship sheet, you can add cargo of a Scourge artifact. I don't think there's a section for cargo tags yet, but
No.
go ahead and write down like cargo tags and add Scourge on that. Your cargo is now marked for
Hell
having
yes.
contains a Scourge thing.
Wait. So what?
I got it.
Cargo what?
I got it.
Cargo
A cargo
tags.
tag.
Oh, cargo tag. I went to write cargo scourge.
In this time, you do have time to take a breather. I don't think any of you have lost HP, but you could
I have one.
do. Okay, so yeah, you can roll for your for rest and healing.
Is it like long rest?
It is just taking a breather. So
Taking a breather,
recover a D4 of HP.
Okay. I'll roll it for funsies, but I get. Of course, I roll max when I only need one.
And then you are resting, so you can roll to recover your ripples as well. So you can roll your ripple. If you
Ooh,
are
yes.
at 0 ripples, you can roll.
I am at 0.
No.
Man, that's when I wanted the 4. I have a D4 ripples.
What do I roll? A D4?
Yours should be a D2, I believe.
D2.
Whatever your ripple die is.
I'll roll a
Only
D4.
2.
I got a 1, so that's a 1.
One.
One.
So you get 1 ripple back.
Nice, I had 1 to begin with, so that's fine.
Cool. As you kind of punch through the subsystems of the like automated repair system, you see a little like holographic version of your ship pops up and is like, imminent repair, like in need of extreme repairs. You see like a little checklist of all these things.
I need some titanium upgrades.
So actually fun. So as you are like getting this pulled up, it seems to think that your ship is supposed to be a mining class ship, and that because of that, it seems to be missing a module. And so you see, actually, as it's like doing the repairs, it's getting the repairs in, everything's good. Your skip drive is getting repaired, like all the pieces are getting in there. But it pops up and it is like, re-add critical system. And if you will roll me a D4.
Nice.
A 4?
Incredible. You see that you're actually, it pops up and it classes your ship as like a mining escort class ship. And that it should have an extra weapon hard point and flak cannon. So you will add a new weapon to your ship.
We already have mines, so this is finally a weapon.
This is
What do we?
huge.
Yeah,
What
you have
was
like
the
a
weapon?
real weapon. A flak
What is it?
cannon, which does. I will tell you. 1 second. I gotta get to the
Googling.
skip weapons.
Googling.
Yeah, I gotta scroll through my thing. Skip
And is
weapon.
it a new
manifest.
module?
It is. So it's a weapon hardpoint, which is the mod. So the way that weapons work, there's a module associated with them. You have to have enough hard points to install the weapons. But like you could
Cool.
then take this, sell the flat cannon, and mount another like.
Yeah.
weapon
So I'm
to
gonna
that
put in the
hardpoint.
modules that we now have a weapon hard point.
Yes.
We have
Yeah.
2 total. Because
Two,
we have the one for the
technically, yeah.
mine, and then now we have a flat cannon.
Cool. Lovely. And what does
And
the
then-
flat cannon do?
It does 1d6 of damage. It's a kinetic weapon, which is important. I will explain how skip weapons work here once we get into. Well, I guess we're probably actually going to call it here before we
Aw.
get into the skip combat. But I guess we could try it. I mean, I don't know. Does anybody have hard stops for today? Okay. It shouldn't be too long. We got 20 minutes until 8. Does that work for everybody?
I
20
kind of
minutes?
have to leave soon,
Okay.
sadly. But
That's fine.
Shall
Then
we?
we'll stop then rather than rush through it.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then we can do,
Yeah.
we'll do skip combat at the end. So kinetic weapon, 1d6. If you hit something with the flak cannon, it allows another attack against a different
Ooh.
target in the same quadrant, up to a maximum of 3 times. So I'll explain how that works, like once we get into the ship combat. But basically, as long as you hit something and keep hitting something, you can damage up to 3 things doing it.
It's like the auto fire stuff from Cyborg. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was that rule called in
Nice.
Nimble? It was called exploding, so I'm gonna call it exploding so that I understand it more.
Cool. Yeah, basically this is just like a cannon
If
that
it hits, it
shoots
keeps going.
big old bullets, and you can just keep shooting at things that are in its kind of line of fight because it fires in its line of sight because it fires a bunch.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, you managed to get the skip repaired. It adds a new weapon module. It seems to think now that your skip is like where it should be. It thinks that it's an escort class, so it is good to go. Skip drive's repaired, hull is repaired, everything is skip shape on your ship. I think I'm
I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you like to get out of here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's figure out how these doors get out of lockdown. Then
You have within
We
this
have
like
everything we
system.
need?
Yeah, within
Nice.
this system, you have the ability now to open the hangar doors. You are good to fly out.
let's go. Let's do this. And I get into the pilot seat and I get ready and get everyone to buckle up. Oh, and we also got. I need to make sure that we did while that was getting fixed and all those bits. How many cargo slots worth of Scourge did we take?
So the only thing that was worth anything from the Scourge was the artifact. The
Artifact.
rest of it is just like the tendrils of like Null leaking into this reality.
Okay. I thought, that was worth.
You're muted,
I was
Matt.
muted.
I got the flesh because I'm a weirdo and I wanted
Yeah.
to do experiments. It's not really valuable.
Do we need to put it in the cargo? Is what I'm saying though. If you
That-
got enough flesh to do experiments on, do you need?
I just got that
Cargo
little
space.
sliver. It was just that little roast
That
beef
Little-
slice.
Little steak.
Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah.
That's fine then.
I mean, you
go.
can take a bunch of Scourge if you want. It's not worth anything though. So
Okay, if it's not worth anything, then let's go.
Cool. So you skip, lifts off, flies through into the first stage airlock. Air doors close. Second stage airlock opens before you. The vast expanse of the span. As you begin to engage your engines and pull out into this system that you are currently in, a little ping comes over the comms, and sort of forcing its way onto your screen. You see a fairly ragged crew hailing from the 3 ships that you now see in front of you, who say, it's good that you've made it back out. We'll go ahead and take whatever you found in there. The pirates in front of you are back from blasting you out of the sky earlier before having to retreat from an asteroid storm. And as they
Oh.
say this, you all sort of vividly recall at the same time sort of what happened to get you into this station. You came here for a distress beacon for some job. You had a reason to come here. Pirates ambushed you before you entered the station. Your ship, in sort of an automated routine, having been damaged, flew to the nearest hangar. The hangar doors could be opened from the outside, but once that someone was inside, it had to be overridden from the inside to let anyone back out. And these pirates seem to have laid in wait, fixed up their ships, and are ready for a bit of space combat the next time.
I quickly open up my folder of old world knowledge and send them back a hastily updated clip from a very old Christmas movie that just has a dead guy in an elevator with a sign on his chest that says, "Now I have a flak cannon, asshole."
Incredible. Amazing Die Hard reference. It's amazing. Really, it
Amazing.
is canon that Die Hard exists in this universe.
Yep.
Earth maybe doesn't. Die Hard exists everywhere.
Bruce Willis
it
lives
is
in
a Christmas
all
movie.
alternative timelines.
No, he came out and said it's not.
Well, he's a
wrong.
liar.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Anyway, we will go ahead and call it there. Until next time, are you all ready for some more tales?
Always.
Stick around for a raid, everyone. We will be back next week, I think, with Bengalia.
Probably with
plan.
Bengalia.
And then we'll be back with the span at some point, and a little bit more Mörk Soul in the future.
Yeah.
Yay!
Until then,
Bye-bye,
love
everybody.
yourselves, love other people. I don't remember what Dustin
We
said.
already did the tagline.
Yeah, I don't know. We did the tagline.
No.
I don't do this very often. Love yourself, love other people, and until then, are you ready for more tales? There you go.
Always.
Motherfucking transition.
Bye,
Always.
everybody.
More always. Always.